You're listening to the Experience Pros Radio Show, the most positive business talk show in America. Best-selling authors of Lists That Saved My Business and founders of the Extreme Customer Service Directory, Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer, are inspiring you to get your business right. They know the customer experience isn't just another thing, it's the only thing. Let's join Angel and Eric for today's program.
Good morning, Denver, and welcome to the Experience Pros Radio Show with Angel and Eric. Very nice to have you along with us today here on Denver's Money Talk, 1690 KDMT. It's going to be a beautiful 72 degrees today, mostly sunny with a 20% chance of precipitation this afternoon. You're going to love it. We're going to love it. And we've got 3 hours of positive business talk just ahead.
Right. Good morning. Get your day up and going. Some fun business topics we're going to lay out for you all morning long. We're pretty excited.
I should have started this way. Buenos dias desde Cancun, Mexico. Except we're not coming from Cancun yet.
So why should you have started that way?
Well, I'm practicing.
Are you practicing?
I'm practicing.
Practicing. Next week we will be in Cancun, Mexico. Okay, so do that again. What?
Buenos dias desde Cancun, Mexico.
If you say so.
I do.
If you say so.
In fact, my Hispanic friends would actually give me bonus points for pronunciation.
Well, la la.
La la. All right, well,
getting bonus points.
I'll stick to English while we deliver the news. It's time for You Choose the News. This is the news feature where you really have no choice at all. We've chosen the news, and Angel chooses the order in which we deliver it. How about Rocky Mountain High proposal? Actually, it's not even Rocky Mountain. It's California Mountain proposal.
Okay.
Chief Wombat Cuddler, or I think I should make a hamburger.
I think I should make a hamburger.
I think I should make a hamburger. You've probably heard this already. Made big news all over the country yesterday. We all love Five Guys burgers and fries, right? But there was one guy in Washington, D.C. who really loves it a little extra more. Too much. He broke into a D.C. Five Guys. Metropolitan Police have released surveillance video of a burglar who snuck into the Five Guys location in D.C., got himself a fountain drink, made himself a burger, and decided to chat on the phone before he left.
Broke in to make himself dinner.
Yep, the Hamburglar followed a delivery man into the restaurant and hid until the employee left. Then he rummaged through the establishment, cooked a burger, talked on the cell phone part of the time, and stole bottled water. The burglary happened between 3:10 and 5:05. That's a big window of between. And sure enough, he's in trouble. I wonder if it was a good burger. I wonder if he's as good. Maybe he get a job.
Maybe that's it. Maybe he was, doing a job interview.
Buenos dias desde Mexico.
Do I have what it takes to work here, or was he just hungry?
I don't know. I don't know. But
interesting. So, has anybody talked to this man?
I don't know if the police have yet caught up with him.
All right.
DC crime solvers are currently offering a reward of up to $1,000 for anybody who provides information that leads to the arrest and indictment of the person or persons responsible for a serious crime committed in the district.
The serious crime.
Yeah.
Making himself a hamburger.
Well,
in somebody else's kitchen.
It was the cheese that put it into a capital offense, Your Honor. All right, Chief Wombat Cuddler or California proposal?
California proposal.
Oh. This, according to CNN, a dramatic end to a marriage proposal was caught on camera. You see, on Thursday, a man in California decided to climb the 580-foot summit. Seriously, we're here in Colorado. We're calling a 580-foot rock a summit?
What's the highest you climbed this morning?
580 foot. All right. Well, I think I woke up at a mile high. On Thursday, a man in California decided to climb the 580-foot summit of Morro Rock to propose to his girlfriend via FaceTime on his iPhone.
She wasn't even there?
No. He was going to go climb the rock. And then he gets on the phone and FaceTime proposes to his girlfriend.
From this, very dramatic.
What a creative genius this guy is. Man tried climbing down.
Kind of. I mean, where's he there to put the ring on my finger, to hug me, and to wipe away my tears?
Nope, none of that. Wipe away your tears.
Right? Because I'm crying in joy, right?
Oh, joy tears.
Right?
Well, the man tried climbing down, and he became stranded on a thin ledge about 150 feet above the ground. He began screaming for help, which alerted people at the base of the rock. Help! 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 Rescue crews of the California Highway Patrol used a helicopter.
See, some things you just need to have people in person for.
Right?
Right? Had he had his fiance there, he'd have had
What
some
were you
help.
thinking FaceTiming your marriage proposal from the 580-foot summit?
And then he gets
Of a rock.
stuck. And then he gets stuck.
Help!
And so...
Rescue crews of the California Highway Patrol used a helicopter to hoist the man off the cliff, battling strong winds.
A helicopter.
Yeah. The man had a few scratches and bruises, but was otherwise unharmed.
What exciting happened to you today? I got picked up by a helicopter because I got stuck on a rock. Oh,
Right.
That's right. And I got engaged.
Well, not necessarily. You see, there are conflicting reports on whether or not his girlfriend said yes.
Oh.
What is certain is the proposal proved to be costly and dangerous for the man. He was rescued. The man who was rescued was not arrested for climbing the rock, but he was arrested later on charges of possession and use of a controlled substance. That substance was not named in the report. He'll be billed for the rescue, and it will cost in the thousands of dollars. They used a helicopter in strong winds off of the 580-foot summit
Already purchased
of
the
Morro
ring.
Rock.
Because now he's going to say, sorry, honey. I know I
Jeez.
wanted to marry you. I was getting
got no
ready
money.
to go and buy your ring.
You know what I could teach him? Buenos dias desde Cancún, Mexico.
Why would you teach him that?
Well, because he may be going to Cancún, Mexico someday.
On his honeymoon? Or
Nobody knows.
How do you tie that together?
You just roll with it. All right. Chief Wombat Cuddler. Whether you love or hate your job, here's a position you might be happier in. You, too, can be the next Chief Wombat Cuddler.
Oh, this is right up your alley, Eric. Right? Because last week we talked about professional cuddlers as an actual
we totally
job.
did, but I don't know what the hell a wombat is. What is a wombat? And why would I want to cuddle one and when I could get cuddles for $80 an hour in my other job? Oh,
because the wombat won't pay you. You won't cuddle it.
It's a short-legged...
You're only going to cuddle if somebody pays you to cuddle them?
Listen to this. A wombat is a short-legged, muscular, quadrupedal marsupial.
2 seconds ago, you were like, ah, rah, rah. Oh, now you're like, oh, I saw a picture. And they're kind of cute.
Actually, no, they're like little rats. Tourism Tasmania is holding a contest for Australian residents to meet 8-month-old Derek, a sweet little guy who's melting the internet's collective heart and apparently is in need of some cuddles. Not only will you and a friend be flown from your nearest Australian capital city to Tasmania's Flinders Island to smother our little friend with cuddles, you'll get to spend 3 nights exploring Derek's island home.
Well, there you go, Eric.
So far, Tourism Tasmania has received over 3,000 entries. Applicants have until April 16th to describe in 25 words or less why they're the best person to fulfill the role of Chief Wombat Cuddler. Aww. Now, I gotta tell you, I'm looking at a picture of Derek, the wombat in question, and Derek has a cute little face compared to the stock images of wombats on the Wikipedia. But Derek is still a short-legged, muscular, quadrupedal marsupial.
Who needs to be cuddled?
I said he was a rodent. I was wrong. He has a pouch.
To be cuddled.
Needs to be cuddled.
And Eric wants to cuddle.
I
all last week he was all about the cuddling.
I do want to cuddle.
Right? All about the cuddling, but now his true colors have come out.
Tall blondes.
And only if they pay him.
Have till April 16th to notify of their interest in cuddling and possibly go to Cancun, Mexico, where you would say, Buenos dias desde Cancun, Mexico.
You're offering to take somebody to Mexico with you?
I didn't say that.
What did you say?
They have until the
Repeat
16th. They have till the 16th.
Right.
To apply to cuddle.
And then?
Possibly.
you're like, there's a possible chance that something could, if maybe change in
That's
the future,
true.
perhaps.
No, I'm glad
right? Which means he said nothing at all.
I'm glad we're speaking
He's
of the
just
same
using up word space, right? Making sounds, but not saying anything at all. Yes or no?
Are you just discovering this?
Yes or no?
You have just defined my entire life.
I know.
And this comes as a surprise.
It doesn't come as a surprise. It's
Hey,
just
folks.
sometimes more obvious than others.
Don't go anywhere. When we come back, I may practice saying buenos dias desde Cancún, Mexico, or more positive business talk. You pick. Coming next on the Experience Pros Radio Show. This is Angel and Eric. You're listening to Denver's Money Talk 1690 KDMT.
You're clear? America's home for positive business talk. You're listening to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Contact them on the web at experiencepros.com.
Denver's Money Talk, 1690 AM. You're listening to Denver's Money Talk, where you can hear New Venture on Wall Street with Pastor David Mitchell every Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. If you want to be a better stock picker, you won't want to miss a single show. New Venture on Wall Street seeks to instruct and educate you on how to make money in the stock market. Listen today and get ready to learn. New Venture on Wall Street every Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. right here on Denver's Money Talk.
I founded Go Sober because traditional treatment doesn't treat the condition that makes it difficult for some people to stay away from alcohol. Alcohol is a chemical. Over time, too much of it causes a biochemical change and reward response. And until that change reverses, it's impossible to go very long without thinking about drinking. That's the failure mechanism. It's not a willpower or a character problem. It's persistent nagging that undermines the desire to remain sober. Talking about change or denying access does nothing to stop it. At Go Sober, treatment is real simple. Alcohol dependence develops simply from consuming a lot of alcohol over a long period of time. We treat it with other chemicals, medications that restore the normal reward response. These medications stop the thinking about drinking so people can get on with it. Call us to find out what we're all about. You'll gain useful information regardless.
That was Greg Hoffman, founder of Go Sober. Call Go Sober at 303-827-4837 or visit their website at gosober.org. That's 303-827-4837 or www.gosober.org.
I woke up last night to wind and hail. The wife was screaming. The kids did well.
Look at our roof.
They cried and cried.
The outside of the house is now inside.
The ceiling caved in.
New insulation. Everything's leaking.
Everyone's freaking when my know-it-all neighbor came over and said,
You know who I like.
Who?
Golden Spike.
Hi, this is Spike McCarthy, and our promise to you is roofing done right to the last nail.
Call Golden Spike Roofing when your roof needs a fix. 303-942-1386. Golden Spike Roofing.
Do you have psoriasis? If you have areas of your skin which appear to be thickened, red, scaly, and perhaps itches, you may be suffering from psoriasis. If so, please listen closely to the following message. Horizons Clinical Research Center in Denver is seeking volunteers to participate in a research study of an investigational medication for psoriasis. To qualify, you must be at least 18 years of age and have at least 3% of your body's surface area affected by the psoriasis. Qualified participants will receive all study-related medical exams, assessments by a board-certified dermatologist, and investigational medication at no cost, plus compensation for time and travel. Medical insurance is not required for study participation. Call Horizons Clinical Research Center now for more information and to see if you may qualify. 303-399-4067. That's 303-399-4067. Call now. 303-399-4067. 303-399-4067. 888-848-9797.
Are you buying a car? Are you excited about wandering all over town to find it? Or looking forward to wasting time on national websites with cars for sale on some lot or backyard in New Jersey? Well, here's a local resource, ColoradoAutomall.com. Before you waste one more dollar, one more gallon of gas, or one more minute of your time online, go to ColoradoAutomall.com, where local dealers show their local inventory one click away. It's virtual, it's user-friendly, and it's loaded with cars, trucks, boats, RVs, and motorcycles, new and used, from local dealers. ColoradoAutomall.com.
Revolutionizing the way people treat people in business. The Experience Pros, America's home for positive business talk.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. It's Denver's Money Talk 1690 KDMT. Ustedes de escuchando Martes Gigante.
Okay,
You're
let's
listening
do that.
to Gigantic Tuesday.
Gigantic Tuesday?
Yes.
Is that like Fat Tuesday?
Nope.
No, it's different than Fat Tuesday? It's different than
much
Mardi
bigger.
Gras?
It's much bigger than
Much
Fat Tuesday.
bigger than, okay, all right. It's gigantic.
We're practicing for our Cancun trip, which starts in just 3.5 days.
3.5 days.
Mm-hmm.
And lucky you guys are going to get to hear from us. We're going to be broadcasting a couple of times throughout the week from Cancun. So we'll be sharing some of our stories and we're bringing a whole crew of business professionals with us. They'll be our guests throughout the week on the show. So don't worry, we aren't going. I mean, we're going to Cancun.
We are going to Cancun.
But we'll still be with you a little bit throughout the entire week.
But guess what, folks? Right after we come back, we are all going to LeaderCast. LeaderCastDenver.com. You got to check this out, folks. What an amazing, amazing event. This year's theme is Architects of Tomorrow. Andy Stanley, Nick Saban, Steve Wozniak, to name a few, coming to, they're broadcasting into the PPA Event Center in Denver on May 6th. And, boy, we're going to encourage you to get your tickets right now.
Absolutely. You can go buy tickets at LeaderCastDenver.com. LeaderCastDenver.com. You can buy your tickets using the promo code PROS, P-R-O-S, to get the super duper early bird discount. Best rate ever. Go and do that today, LeaderCastDenver.com. It's an all-day event. Friday, May 6th. We'll start out with an early morning broadcast of the Experience Pros radio show from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m., and then, of course, from 8 a.m. to 4:30, we're going to focus on what it means to be a visionary leader. They say visionary leaders have the ability to see a preferred future, operate in the present, and utilize the resources around them to architect a clear path to a new destination. They work tirelessly to empower those around them to bring vision to life. And we're going to be spending the entire day doing that. So don't just find the time. Make the time to join us at LeaderCast Denver on Friday, May 6th.
LeaderCastDenver.com. Again, use the promo code PROS. LeaderCast Denver brought to you by 710 KNUS, 1690 KDMT, and the Colorado Business Roundtable.
And you wonder what it's like to be in the life of a successful CEO, what they're doing right now as they're getting ready for their day. Well, we found an article from, where's this on? Entrepreneur. It talks about 20, they actually talked to 20 successful entrepreneurs on what they do first thing every morning.
Okay.
So they say from hitting the snooze button to drinking coffee to exercising, here is what 20 entrepreneurs do.
They don't hit the snooze
when
button.
they first wake up, right? You think so?
That's going to be my guess.
Okay. All right. So Kate Spacek, founder of Bikes and Humans Co-op, she says, typically I'm already up by 6 a.m. I'm usually just refresh and do my transcendental meditation. Sorry,
she's trying to float.
Before I look at my email, my social media. She says, I do yoga for at least a half an hour. The quiet time alone supports me throughout the day. I'm calmer, more present, and ready to make better decisions than yesterday. Did you do some yoga this morning, Eric?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, I did not.
All right. Joseph Hostler, managing principal of our advisory.
Okay.
He says, I wake up a few times throughout the night to check in on the markets. My final time of waking up at 5:30 I spend with my family because they're early risers and the dogs.
He wakes up in the middle of the night to check the markets?
Yeah, early morning before the office starts. It's a great time to collect thoughts. He didn't even get any sleep. throwing the flag. All right, how about this? Neil Andrew says, I go for a morning run. No set distance, no set time. I just set my alarm for 5:30 a.m., jump out of bed, put on my running gear, and run until I'm tired or bored. Then I walk back, rain or shine. It doesn't matter.
Wow.
Right?
That's discipline.
Chris Murray with Vardez Cruise Training. He says, my thing first thing in the morning is 6 a.m., armed with a large cup of tea, is to organize my social media posts and replies, including LinkedIn, Twitter, blog post, reply to followers, and connection requests. I find that if I allow this activity to sneak anywhere else into my day, it can hijack 4 more times the space in my schedule than if I simply look at them in that 1 hour.
All right, so he's blocked out an hour. Just happens to be the first one.
Right? How about this one? Talila Waller, personal branding consultant, says, after reading the book The Miracle Morning, ooh, there's a book we should read.
All right.
I started waking up an hour early to start my morning ritual. Within that hour, I spend 10 minutes doing 6 personal development activities, including meditation, visualization, writing affirmations, reading, journaling, working out. It sets me up for whatever the day is going to throw at me.
Really? All right.
How about this one? First thing I like to do in the morning is swim, says Nat Wasserstein. I do it because all the challenges of the day are played out in my head. I focus on breathing between strokes.
I like to swim as well.
Do you?
Yeah, but the people get weird about it because the only thing that's open is the hot tub.
You swimming in the hot tub?
Yeah.
Dan Schur says, I get up at 5:30 every day, head straight to the office, start working as soon as possible. That's the first thing I do whenever possible. I work. The momentum takes over, and sometimes the next thing I know, it's 12 hours later, and it's a pretty good work day.
Wow.
Right?
All right.
That's how I feel.
Okay.
There's a gentleman in our building that gets up. He says, I can't sleep. So what does he do? He comes to work 4:30 in the morning. Here's somebody gets up at Mike Strada. Get up at 4:23 a.m.
Not 4:22?
Nope, 4:23.
All right.
And then he does a 5 a.m. CrossFit workout. It's tough, but I feel like I got something accomplished first thing in the morning, so I'm ready for anything else in the day.
Interesting.
Ooh, how about Janice Celeste?
Oh, I love Janice.
The first thing I do is nothing.
Oh.
Nothing. Right?
See,
everybody else is like up and running and
yeah.
strive, like we're jogging and we're swimming.
I got to contribute to this article on what successful people do. Let's just say work.
Right?
That's like going to Sunday school and saying Jesus at every answer.
Right? Nothing. She says, this is my time to be still and think about my day before I get up. She says, I set my alarm clock for 15 minutes ahead so I can just lay there and do nothing.
Oh.
Wayne Gothright says, the first thing I do is stay in bed. He says there's magic time in the haziness between sleeping and being awake that gives me clarity.
Interesting.
So no hard thinking, just slowly moving and approaching my day from different angles.
By that definition, I had clarity at about 2:30 this morning.
Brad Cummins says, I make my bed. I start off every day knowing I already accomplished something. Do you make your bed, Eric?
No, not like that.
No?
No.
What do you mean not like that?
Well,
another way?
Yeah, yes. When people say that they make their bed because I have a sense of accomplishment and clarity, they're talking about, and I've seen generals in the military talk about why they insist that every day they get up and they make their bed. But we're talking hospital corners and bounce a quarter kind of thing on making their bed. My make a bed is I pull my sheets up to the pillow and call it good.
Okay.
So
nobody's judging you.
No, well, I'm telling you, that's the difference. And it's less of a sense of accomplishment because all I did was pull the sheets up.
Yeah, so you're not doing it for a sense of accomplishment at all.
We actually have to go to a commercial break. So, folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more positive business talk right after this.
You're clear? The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
Yeah, I'm doing something else behind the scenes here.
Hey, everyone, it's Eric. We're currently in a news break, but you can check out all the resources Experience Pros has to offer by visiting experiencepros.com. There you'll find the Extreme Customer Service Directory, information about our membership community, leads groups, networking events, and so much more. Are you looking to increase visibility for your small business? Look no further than experiencepros.com. Wondering what we can do for you? Ask any of our members, or better yet, call our office today and speak with one of our visibility experts. 720-344-2446. That's 720-344-2446. Hey everyone, it's Eric. We're currently in a news break, but you can check out all the resources Experience Pros has to offer by visiting experiencepros.com. There you'll find the Extreme Customer Service Directory, information about our membership community, leads groups, networking events, and so much more. Are you looking to increase visibility for your small business? Look no
Business never takes a break, neither do we. So, take Denver's Money Talk 1690 AM with you with our brand new mobile app. Stay up to the minute with breaking news, market strategies, current trends, and more wherever you are. With live streaming, listen to your favorite Money Talk shows whenever you want, on demand. It's like a personal advisor in your pocket. Do something today that your future self will thank you for. Download the brand new Money Talk app on iTunes or the Google Play Store, or at moneytalk1690.com.
Okay, we're here at CreditRepair.com, the most recognized name in the industry for resolving credit report issues and getting those scores up. With me, I got Aaron. Aaron, there's a lot going on here today.
That's right, Justin. Last year alone, we had over 500,000 calls from people needing help with improving their credit reports.
And no wonder. What you're doing works, right?
It sure does. Our proven process actually can help remove those unfair or inaccurate items from your credit report. And on average, people who have used our service have seen significant improvement in their credit scores month after month.
So when it comes to getting things in life that you really want, like a home, car, or even a new job, the first thing lenders usually look at is credit. So don't let a low credit score hold you back. Call CreditRepair.com today. And so what happens when they call?
Well, when you call, we're actually going to give you a free credit report, a free credit score, and a free evaluation to tell you what's going on right over the phone.
Call CreditRepair.com at 800-231-1735. That's 800-231-1735. 800-231-1735.
Hi, my name is Sarah, and I wanted to share some of my experiences with Go Sober. I am a business owner here in Colorado and had been thinking about going sober literally for about 4 years. One of my biggest choices about going with Go Sober was that I'm a pretty private person, and when my alcohol addiction started, it started very privately. And when my rehabilitation started with Go Sober, it allowed me to rehabilitate privately, and having the flexibility of not having to go into a treatment program, going away from my family, away from my job. The infusions allowed me to put a reset button on loving myself again. My first infusion, I could go right past that neighborhood liquor store and not even think about stopping in and grabbing a bottle of wine. What's next for me is rediscovering all those things that I've lost.
Call Go Sober at 303-827-4837 or visit their website at gosober.org.
Did your financial advisor lose 30% of your life savings in the last bear market? Are you afraid it could happen again? I'm Pastor David Mitchell, founder of New Venture on Wall Street, a company that specializes in teaching you how to cut out the middleman and take control of your money. At our 2-day training session, you'll learn how business principles from the Bible, combined with our powerful skill sets for stock trading, can give you the ability to make informed financial decisions for your family. Having control can give you peace of mind even in an uncertain market, because nobody cares as much about your hard-earned money as you do. New Venture on Wall Street. Build your legacy.
Coming to the Embassy Suites Denver Tech Center May 20th and 21st.
45.
Only $99.95 for your entire household, plus a free ticket for a friend and a full money-back guarantee. To register, call 877-907-TRADE. That's 877-907-8723. Or go to nvows.com. That's nvows.com.
Point, click, bam! ColoradoAutomall.com. Thousands of cars, trucks, boats, RVs, and motorcycles virtually at your fingertips. Colorado Auto Mall. That's your Front Range dealer's inventory of new and used vehicles for the local shopper. Photos, descriptions, options, make, model, and body style. It's all there at ColoradoAutomall.com. The research tool you need to find your next ride could not be easier to use. Your next ride is online and on sale at ColoradoAutomall.com.
Stand by.
The The Experience Pros Radio Show, home of the original Fan Braggin Fridays. Take just 20 seconds to become a business revolutionary by sharing a Fan Braggin story of great customer service by using the hashtag FanBrag or calling the Fan Braggin hotline at 855-FAN-BRAG, FANBRAG. Now back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show, the most positive business talk show in America. Hey, do you sometimes find it hard to express your concerns or perhaps even directly confront somebody? Well, it may not be your fault. You could actually be suffering from PAD.
PAD?
Yes, passive aggressive disorder.
Passive aggressiveness is not a disorder.
I beg to differ, according to the scientists that say that there is a passive aggressive disorder. I looked it up on the Google, and it says that passive aggressiveness is of or denoting a type of behavior or personality characterized by indirect resistance to the demands of others and an avoidance of direct confrontation, as in procrastinating, pouting, or misplacing important materials. And so, we've invited our good friend Jeff Fox-Notworthy, who is here to give us signs you may be passive-aggressive.
Oh, yay.
If you ask threat-based questions, you might be passive-aggressive.
What do you mean, a threat-based question?
So glad you asked.
Oh.
Here's an example of a threat-based question. Why on earth would you ever think that? Or, are you nuts? Those are passive-aggressive questions.
So putting all the responsibility back on you as if you did something wrong.
Correct.
Okay.
If you make wistful statements, you might be passive-aggressive.
Wistful statements.
For instance, when a friend mentions she's going to be attending a party and you say, I wish I could go.
Oh, goodness. I
When
know
somebody
somebody
says,
who totally is like that.
We're going to Cancun. And it's like, God, I wish I could go with you.
Right, right. I wish I had hair.
Passive-aggressive.
Right.
Wait, hey, what?
I know somebody exactly like that.
It's inappropriate.
Okay.
If you're doling out backhanded compliments, you might be passive-aggressive.
Or just mean.
If a friend buys a house and you're nowhere near a down payment, you might call his place cozy.
Right.
Or, that's a nice fixer-upper. Backhanded compliments.
It's just mean.
Right?
It's just mean. Okay.
If you ignore or say nothing to your coworkers, you might be passive-aggressive.
Not contributing anything to the conversation.
Checking your phone while a colleague's trying to talk with you.
Right, or just your silence, your non-comments are, what you don't say speaks louder than words, right? And
Indeed.
you know it is. It's passive-aggressive. You're not actually being clear. Say what you mean what you say. Communicate, people.
If you are regularly caught procrastinating, you might be passive-aggressive.
I'm working on it. Oh, okay.
If you regularly leave someone out, you might be passive-aggressive.
So, everybody's leaving while we're all going to lunch while they went to the bathroom.
Right.
Right. Oh, sorry. We
Perhaps
didn't see
you're not fond of a certain colleague.
Right.
Rather than address the issue directly, you go out of her way, your way to edge her out of the office.
You didn't
quick.
know we were going?
Oh, sorry.
You weren't here when we all made the plan? Oh, okay. All right.
If you regularly sabotage your coworker, you might be passive-aggressive.
Okay.
You purposely leave her off of the email chains or meeting invites or even, quote, forget to tell her when a deadline's been changed.
So,
Oops,
here's
I had
the
no
thing.
idea. Sorry.
I think with passive aggressive behavior, there's probably somebody in everybody's office or family or in your group, right? And they're the kind of people who don't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
Right? They don't actually say anything wrong. They don't do anything wrong, right? I gave you a compliment, or you weren't here when we left, right? They kind of cover themselves from actually getting in trouble. And they're really challenging people, I think, to deal with in the workspace. And it would be helpful if we had some tips on how to actually deal with people who are passive aggressive.
I wish we did have tips.
Right? Because they make it challenging because you can't actually call them on it. You can't actually hold them accountable for it.
I think you can.
It's like they dismiss.
Hey, that's passive aggressive behavior.
They dismiss and sidestep it.
You've got a disorder, mister.
Right? So here are some steps to deal with passive aggressive behavior.
You have some?
I do, actually.
That's convenient.
Number 1, spot the passive aggressive behavior in the first place, which is why Eric is helping us. Right? He's helping us to spot the passive aggressive behavior because there's people around you. You're like, I don't even know how to deal with them. They didn't really do anything wrong, but they didn't do anything right either. They just don't seem to be helping, but I can't pinpoint what it is. It's because they're avoiding any acts of accountability.
And for the record, that was Jeff Fox Notworthy.
Notworthy, right?
Yeah.
Right?
No, Fox Notworthy.
Okay.
It's all one word.
Okay. Here's also how to deal with passive aggressive behavior. Avoid getting involved in the game. Don't bother trying to decode the behavior.
No, don't decode it. Point it out. You know what? You deserve to be in an insane asylum. You're demonstrating passive aggressive disorder.
I think it's just mean. Do not retaliate with your own passive aggressive tactics.
Gosh, I wish I were going to Cancun too. I am going to Cancun.
Yeah, this is unlikely to work. They say better to be direct and ask the person as tactfully and positively as you can if there is an issue, because there is. But here's the thing. It's unacceptable to be angry. It's at work, right? It's politically incorrect to be negative and say, I really don't like that person. I don't get along with that person.
I'm not going to your event because you didn't go to mine.
It might just be a personality. Our personalities don't click. And it's hard to express that. And it's usually not acceptable to express that. And so this is where passive-aggressive behavior ends up showing up. But ask them as tactfully and positively away from a crowd, right, where they aren't going to feel ambushed. If there's an issue that maybe they can sometimes if they can just talk about it and express it and say it out loud is helpful to just get it out and know that they've got somebody else that just understands. Even if you don't agree, at least understands. Next is mention that you think that the other person may possibly have some ulterior motive for their behavior.
Yeah, why did you leave that Jane out of our meeting?
Right? They're not going to admit to that.
I think you probably did that because you know that Jane has a better presentation than you do, and she's more prepared.
Yeah, that'll help the passive-aggressive behavior. Stay calm at all times, keeping your emotions in check while listening to the passive-aggressive disordered person.
So take it down a notch?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do not expect to be able to transform how a passive-aggressive person behaves.
Nope.
They're not going to change.
It's a disorder. You can't change.
You just are now able to recognize it and kind of call a spade a spade.
I see it coming.
I see what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I see that you're avoiding the conflict here. I see that you're avoiding this person here. And sometimes that will just diffuse it, right? You're onto their little game.
I happen to notice you haven't returned any of my phone calls for the last 3 months.
Do not expect to show the other person that the best way to communicate with you is directly.
Yeah, because we know that you're not capable of that.
Right? They're going to probably be more passive-aggressive in the beginning as you've called them out on it, because you've noticed the behavior. However, it helps you. You're not going to change them. The only thing you can change is how you respond to them. So you don't have to fall for it. You don't have to buy into it, and you don't have to encourage it. Just by calling them out and saying, I see what you're doing. I see what's happening here. Let's get to the root of the problem and move on. Can sometimes it's just your own sanity. You're not going to change them. You just now know, oh, I get it now. They're just being passive aggressive.
Stay tuned for our next segment where we'll talk about how narcissism helps your business. I'm just kidding about that.
I don't think you are.
I thought it was very funny.
I don't think you are.
No, I really am.
So So the behaviors were for passive aggressive. This is how you know procrastination.
They procrastinate.
Deliberately being inefficient, but yet no way to pinpoint.
They take no
right?
responsibility. They blame others.
Right. They do something just
beyond the useful stage.
Right.
They're late. You know, what is that? You know this person. They're the one who comes in and says, "How can I help?" right after the last box was packed.
They were, all of a sudden they disappeared on some important phone call or some important thing they had to get to.
They do stuff badly because it's not useful, or they say they forgot when they didn't. They're all downcast and sullen, and they wistful. I wish I were doing what you wanted me to do.
Yeah, those are your passive-aggressive behaviors.
I wish it too. More positive business talk on the other side of this. You're listening to Angel and Eric. It's Denver's Money Talk, 1690 KDMT.
You're listening to the Experience Pros Radio Show, America's home for positive business talk.
Denver's Money Talk, 1690 AM.
Computers. We can't live a moment without them. My friend sent me an email recently saying she was having 99 problems and 97 of them were because of email and technology. I hate it when it doesn't work, but I'm stuck with how to get past the lockups, the slow retrieval, and lost data. This is what Binkley IT specializes in. All your computer quirks and hangups. They'll take care of you, and often they can do it remotely. Call our friends at Binkley IT and solve your IT puzzle one piece at a time. 720-254-1057. And if your computer is still working, look them up online at binkleyit.com.
Has your child or grandchild been diagnosed with ADD or ADHD? Are they struggling in school? Well, give that child a life they deserve. Chronic Conditions Center of Colorado and Dr. Chris Steiner offer a drug-free solution that the American Academy of Pediatrics recommends.
We brought my daughter into Dr. Steiner because she was diagnosed with ADD. We've spent 4 years trying different medications to no effect or benefit, and went through the integrative medicine, and she no longer is on her ADD medicine, is performing better in school, and is a totally different kid from our perspective. And we can't thank Dr. Steiner enough.
So give your child their life back. Call Dr. Steiner at 303-660-2668 or visit them online at chronicconditionsco.com. That's chronicconditionsco.com.
Financial market analysis from Market Wrap host Mo Ansari.
Diversification is the key. You have to have diversification in these markets. And if you have all your eggs in one basket, when things go bad, you're going to get hurt.
It's financial food for thought on your drive home. Market Wrap with Mo Ansari.
Weeknights at 6 on Denver's Money Talk, 1690 AM.
After 35 years in law enforcement, I thought I'd seen it all and survived it all, and had witnessed firsthand how the scourge of alcohol destroyed lives and families, leaving only heartbreak and suffering in its wake. Yet even armed with that knowledge, I was not immune to the manner in which alcohol crept into my own life, slowly drawing me away from all that I loved to the point where the urge to drink became the only constant. Promises made in the morning to quit, to stop, quickly faded when the sun went down. I tried a number of solutions, from 12 steps to healthcare intervention, but none of it worked. And then I found Go Sober. The cravings ended almost immediately. The follow-up care reintroduced me to a life I thought was gone forever. I've rediscovered the joy of living. The sadness is gone. If you or someone you love is ready to fight alcohol and get your life back on track, you owe it to yourself to include Go Sober in your battle plan.
Call Go Sober at 303-827-4837 or go to their website, gosober.org.
Passing down generational skill sets and knowledge is part of what made this country great. We need to get back to that. I'm pastor and businessman David Mitchell. Join me and my team for a 2-day training event where we share the skill sets I learned from my grandfather. I've used these skill sets to generate wealth for my own family so that I never had to take a salary from the church. We will teach you the same powerful short-term trading strategies as well as longer-term investment strategies. That way you can pass the skill sets down through several generations of your own family and help get this country back on track. New venture on Wall Street. Build your legacy.
Coming to the Embassy Suites Denver Tech Center May 20th and 21st. Only $99.95 for your entire household, plus a free ticket for a friend and a full money-back guarantee. To register, call 877-907-TRADE. That's 877-907-8723. Or go to nvows.com. That's nvows.com.
Well, the Fed has finally raised rates. We knew it was going to happen sooner or later. Wrong! Rates have actually gone down since the Fed raised the prime lending rate. Thanks to good old China, you can still get a 30-year fixed rate in the high 3s and a 15-year fixed in the low 3s with little to no closing costs. Call 303-458-8200. Let's rocket you into a new mortgage for 2016 with either a low rate on a refinance or a purchase. Although this rate hike didn't raise rates, the Fed is expected to raise the prime lending rate 3 to 4 more times this year, which unfortunately could move rates the wrong direction. So call Stanford Funding now at 303-458-8200 and let's rocket you into a mortgage in the 3s on a 30-year or a 15-year fixed. Refinance or purchase. We are a local Colorado lender with an A-plus rating with the BBB. So don't wait. Call 303-458-8200 or apply online at stanfordfunding.com.
NMLS 306720. 90 LTV. Credit score 660. Loan amount $100,000.
Stand by. This is the Experience Pros Radio Show. Got an opinion or want to ask us a question? Email radio@experiencepros.com or message us on the Experience Pros Facebook page, and we'll interact with you live on the show.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show with Angel and Eric. Very nice to have you along with us. The most positive business talk show in America here on Denver's Money Talk 1690 KDMT. Weather today going to get up to 72 degrees, mostly sunny with a 20% chance of showers this afternoon. Going to be a gorgeous, gorgeous day.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right. So you ever wanted to get a little more engagement out of your team meetings?
We got to get something out of it.
What do you mean? You're not getting?
Well, no, I didn't say that.
Every now and then we walk out of a meeting and we feel so energized, right? Everybody was on board. We were brainstorming. Everybody's excited. And then there are those other meetings where you feel like nobody really wants to be here. We all have other things that we'd rather be doing.
Right.
And so here's some strategies to actually boost engagement in your team meetings. And one of them that is kind of in the middle of the list, and I'm going to start with because it's my favorite.
Oh.
It's actually using M&Ms.
What?
Bringing chocolate.
M&Ms?
Right. So you're familiar with the
engagement out of a team meeting by bringing M&Ms?
Yeah, you're familiar with the concept of, a drinking game in college, right? When somebody made a phrase, or
I may or may not have ever heard of such a thing.
You've heard of such a thing, right? You saw this on television where every time somebody says something or does something, everybody behaves, does this behavior. Well, it's kind of a spin on that, but using M&Ms. So, of course, first of all, you've got to make sure that you've got, engaged people, right? But if they seem to be a little distracted, give each attendee a bag of M&Ms. And when a specific word or concept is mentioned, everybody gets to eat an M&M. And you can also differentiate different colors for different topics or discussions. And it's just a way to add a little bit of color and frivolity to getting people to pay attention. And so, okay, if we say this word, or every time the boss says this word, we all eat an M&M.
A color with financial stuff.
Right, right. You're green every time he says ROI, pop an M&M, or metric,
that's
or KPI.
Not what the green one's for.
No, what?
That's not what the green one's for.
Well, I was thinking dollars, money.
No.
Okay, what do you want it to be for?
Growth.
Mm-hmm. Okay, every time he says the word growth.
Yes. Pop a green.
Pop a green M&Ms.
Green peanut M&Ms.
I don't think that word comes up a lot in our business meetings. I'm thinking words that tend to be.
The word growth or the concept of growth pops up, you should grab a green peanut M&M.
Oh, now we have to have peanut M&Ms.
Well, yeah.
All right. Okay. See, I don't think you're quite getting that concept.
I'm trying to help.
I don't think you are. I think you're like trying to turn it into something it isn't.
No.
Right? I think that this is just making sure that we're actively listening.
Okay.
And I don't think Eric's actually
I am
actively listening right now.
All right, so you like the M&Ms.
I do.
Let's start with the top of the list.
All right. So they say jokes, icebreakers, funny
Jokes?
quotes,
Starting and ending with a joke?
Right?
Oh, what did the buffalo say to his son when he went off to college?
I don't know.
Bye, son. You're welcome.
And don't follow the herd.
It says you're supposed to end with a joke as well. What do you call an alligator in a vest?
But we're not over yet. This isn't
An
the end.
investigator.
An investigator. All right.
I'll be here all day.
All right. So, giving everybody a role, like, somebody has to bring a quote or a joke and something that they bring to the table just as an icebreaker.
Yes.
They say you could do a breathing meditation before starting meetings. That's the way everybody has a calm, clear mind ready to focus. This is probably very helpful if we know what we're getting ready to go into is going to be a challenging discussion. They also say have an alarm that they set with a maximum time the meeting should run. Mm-hmm. And once the alarm goes off, the meeting is done. Oh. No excuses. Everybody on task, and we're watching the timer, and we know we are limited. And when the meeting is done, the meeting is over. Everybody gets up and walks out.
I agree with that.
That'll keep everybody engaged, right? Uh-huh. Describing themselves. So another, kind of a team building concept, right? Describe yourself in just one word. They say it's a quick and silly exercise.
Witty.
That sets the pace. No, not at all. For the rest of the meeting. They say, although we discuss
my one-word
ourselves,
description of myself.
They also discuss themselves in more detail later when they tell their good news in real life examples that demonstrate their core values.
Witty and good looking.
I'm choking on M&M here.
Hey, now.
Okay, now here's something that they say. Sometimes we need to really work out a tricky problem, and the boardroom isn't exactly the ideal place for it.
Oh.
Right? You're stuck inside,
What should
and there's
you do?
4 walls, and so maybe you need to take your team meeting outside.
Oh.
In one case, they take them to
outdoor putting green.
An indoor putting green.
Oh, that one outside. So I had your back.
Right, I know. It should be outdoors.
The word.
Right, it should be outdoors. Right, to get the blood flowing, put them in a casual work environment that just allows for some creativity. Sometimes we just get stifled being in the same place. If people sit always in the same space, move it up around a little, shake it up just in that one little thing of putting people in a different seating arrangement than they're used to.
Folks,
can just cause some creativity.
Talking about strategies to boost engagement in team meetings.
Right? How about adding a pop quiz?
Oh, green M&M.
Those were most favorite.
Green peanut M&M.
In
Anytime
school, right?
Growth pops up.
Right. Okay, so noticed a number of pop quizzes happening where department managers are testing the knowledge of their team, from the shout out the answer if you know it to, actually having to write down the answers and giving prizes.
What else?
How about including media trivia?
Meeting trivia.
Right? During staff meetings, randomly quiz the entire staff on something already discussed
What's
during
the name of
meeting.
Tim's cat?
Right? The first person to answer correctly gets a gift card.
Oh.
But he says you'd be surprised at how well people stay engaged when a $10 even iTunes or gift card. So it doesn't even have to be expensive,
Starbucks.
Right? Little $10 gift card is at stake.
All right.
Use humor.
Oh, why shouldn't you shower with a Pokemon around?
Not jokes.
This
not
is humor.
jokes.
This is humor. Why shouldn't you shower with a Pokemon around?
I don't know. Why shouldn't I shower with?
Because they might Pikachu.
Let's see. Yeah, so use humor and encourage note taking. Which not only encourages them to take notes, but even some people just doodling allows your brain to engage in a higher level when you've got another activity going on while you're listening. Even those coloring books allow your brain to engage at a higher level while you're coloring or doodling.
I think that's wise.
They also say it also takes their attention away from their cell phones.
Well, there you go. There are ways to boost engagement. A couple of unusual strategies there. It did say that we're supposed to end with a joke. So what sound does a nut make when it sneezes?
A cashew.
Cashew.
Look at me. It's not as funny when somebody else knows the answer,
It's
the punchline. Right.
All right, folks, don't go anywhere. More positive business talk. But first, we've got to take a quick top-of-the-hour news break, bring on a whole bunch of stations from across the country. We thank you for tuning in to the Experience Pros radio show on Denver's Money Talk 1690 KDMT.
America's home for positive business talk. You're listening to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Contact them on the web at experiencepros.com. This is the Experience Pros Radio Show with business revolutionaries Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer. For more information, you can contact the Experience Pros by calling 720-344-2446 or contact them on the web at experiencepros.com or on Facebook and Twitter at Experience Pros. If your customers love you, we want to know you. What are you waiting for? Join the revolution.
KDMT Arvada, Denver. We're all
Hey everyone, it's Eric. We're currently in a news break, but you can check out all the resources Experience Pros has to offer by visiting experiencepros.com. There you'll find the Extreme Customer Service Directory, information about our membership community, leads groups, networking events, and so much more. Are you looking to increase visibility for your small business? Look no further than experiencepros.com. Wondering what we can do for you? Ask any of our members, or better yet, call our office today and speak with one of our visibility experts. 720-344-2446. That's 720-344-2446. Hey everyone, it's Eric. We're currently in a news break, but you can check out all the resources Experience Pros has to offer by visiting experiencepros.com. There you'll find the Extreme Customer Service Directory, information about our membership community, leads groups, networking events, and so much more. Are you looking to increase visibility for your small business? Look no further than experiencepros.com. Wondering what we can do for you? Ask any of our members, or better yet, call our office today and speak with one of our visibility experts. 720-344-2446. That's 720-344-2446. Hey everyone, it's Eric. We're currently in a news break, but you can check out all the resources Experience Pros has to offer by visiting experiencepros.com. There you'll find the Extreme Customer Service Directory, information about our membership community, leads groups, networking events, and so much more. Are you looking to increase visibility for your small business? Look no further than experiencepros.com. Wondering what we can do for you? Ask any of our members, or better yet, call our office today and speak with one of our visibility experts. 720-344-2446. That's 720-344-2446. Hey everyone, it's Eric. We're currently in a news break, but you can check out all the resources Experience Pros has to offer by visiting experiencepros.com. There you'll find the Extreme Customer Service Directory, information about our membership community, leads groups, networking events, and so much more. Are you looking to increase visibility for your small business? Look no further than experiencepros.com. Wondering what we can do for you? Ask any of our members, or better yet, call our office today and speak with one of our visibility experts. 720-344-2446. That's 720-344-2446. Hey everyone, it's Eric. We're currently in a news break, but you can check out all the resources Experience Pros has to offer by visiting experiencepros.com. There you'll find the Extreme Customer Service Directory, information about our membership community, leads groups, networking events, and so much more. Are you looking to increase visibility for your small business? Look no further than Experience.
The Colorado Business Roundtable brings you Connect and Collaborate weekdays from 4 to 5 p.m. here on Denver's Money Talk, 1690 a.m. Hear from key leaders in Colorado's business community, advocating for proactive business policies that strengthen the economy and help business grow and thrive in Colorado, as well as helping to make Colorado the best place to live now and for generations to come. Connect and Collaborate weekdays from 4 to 5 p.m. right here on Denver's Money Talk, 1690 and MoneyTalk1690.com.
Finding care for an aging parent or loved one can be a simple and hassle-free process with Home Care Assistance Denver by your side. They are locally owned and provide hourly as well as 24/7 live-in services by caregivers that are custom-matched based on client needs. They personalize every care plan to fit your loved one's very specific needs. Call them today to schedule your free in-home assessment, 720-443-3371. More information can be found at homecareassistancedenver.com.
Hi,
Hi, my name is Greg, and I wanted to talk about alcohol treatment. There's a reason why it's difficult to stay quit, and it has nothing to do with character or willpower. It has everything to do with brain reward chemistry. Alcohol screws up the ability to produce sufficient dopamine, and any successful treatment has to fix that first. Go Sober restores the dopamine response. The process takes about 8 weeks. It involves medications and lifestyle changes. It costs about the same as a DUI with a much happier outlook. Take a look at their website at www.gosober.org or call 303-827-4837. They're nice people who understand the science of addiction and what to do about it. This is the last treatment you'll ever need.
If you or someone you love is ready to fight alcohol and get your life back on track, you owe it to yourself to include Go Sober in your battle plan.
Sometimes opportunities come which have the potential for changing your life. Will you recognize it? I'm pastor and businessman David Mitchell. Come join me and my team for a 2-day training session where you will learn how to cut out the middleman and manage your own finances. Learn powerful short-term trading strategies for generating cash flow, as well as longer-term strategies for more safety. All of these have been passed down for generations in my family. I look forward to sharing these powerful skill sets with you. Perhaps this is the opportunity you shouldn't pass up. New venture on Wall Street. Build your legacy.
Coming to the Embassy Suites Denver Tech Center May 20th and 21st. Only $99.95 for your entire household, plus a free ticket for a friend and a full money-back guarantee. To register, call 877-907-TRADE. That's 877-907-8723. Or go to nvows.com. That's nvows.com.
You're listening to the Experience Pros Radio Show, the most positive business talk show in America. Best-selling authors of Lists That Saved My Business and founders of the Extreme Customer Service Directory, Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer, are inspiring you to get your business right. They know the customer experience isn't just another thing, it's the only thing. Let's join Angel and Eric for today's program.
Good morning and welcome to the Experience Pros Radio Show with Angel and Eric. We're here to remind you that small business is big business and your business is our business. What do you say we get right to the news? That's right. It's time for You Choose the News. Segment where we actually don't let you choose anything, but we like the fact that it rhymes. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. There are no seats here. That's one topic. You're not a nurse yet. Or movie prices just went up.
Let's do You're Not a Nurse Yet.
You're not a nurse yet. Nursing students are suing ITT Technical Institute for misleading enrollment practices and a substandard program. That's right. Litany of alleged abuses that are going on in the ITT educational services in their nursing school credits, causing trouble here. Lawsuits continue to pile up for embattled for-profit college company ITT Education Services. You've seen their commercials on TV, ITT?
Sure.
Just days after the Massachusetts Attorney General filed suit alleging the operator of ITT Technical Institute brand engaged in a slew of abusive and misleading practices, a group of 11 Tennessee nurses have filed their own complaint against the company for deceiving students during the recruitment process about the school's accreditation prospects. The 11 nursing students claimed in the complaint that the Breckenridge School of Nursing in Nashville deceived students into enrolling in the nursing program despite knowing that they would get a subpar education. According to the complaint, since at least 2014, the school has misled countless students into enrolling at the campus by promising that the program would be fully licensed by the state and accredited in the near future. Well, seems like that's not happening.
Oh, no.
Recruiters also allegedly claimed during their enrollment the class credits earned in the program would transfer to other academic institutions. Strike two.
Oh, no.
However, the 11 students suing the company say the accreditation never materialized. Their credits were essentially worthless. Can you imagine?
Going to school, taking out student loans or whatever it is to pay to go and get an education so you can get a job, and then graduating with nothing.
Yeah, one student said she took out $13,000 in student loans in order to participate in the 2-year program. After she filed grievances with the school, the woman decided to enroll at a different school where her credits did not, goose egg, no transfer.
So how does a school stay open that has no accreditation?
That's a very good question. Many non-accredited schools are simply there for adult education and post.
But you know that. You know that kind of going in, right?
But a nursing school, of all things, you would think that... I know many, many nurses. I have 4 nurses in my closest family. And if you're going to put that much energy, that much effort, that much study, that much... practice and time and sacrifice in.
How incredibly frustrating. All right, well, time for the school. Pay up, fix it, take care of it, or shut down.
Movie prices are going up, or there's no seats here.
No seats here.
Oh, really? Well, find somewhere else to eat that Big Mac. McDonald's has opened a store designed to unite hungry people with their McNuggets as soon as humanly possible, which means there are no tables or chairs for patrons to dine on the premises, or even a dining room, only a drive-thru and an outdoor walk-up window. That's right. Get your food in 90 seconds and get the heck out of here.
We don't want you to eat it here. We just want you to buy it here.
Yeah, the chain has taken less drastic measures to speed up service at its other stores, like paring down its drive-thru menus. And I went through the drive-thru at McDonald's yesterday, only to find out that the brand new 2 for $5 is now gone.
Oh, poor Eric.
I can't get a break at Mickey D's.
Right. So, and did you want to sit down? Did you want to dine in?
No. No, I just want to drive through and get the heck out. But interesting though, a concept store that is more like what you might find at one of those little drive-through. What do they call them here? Shoot. I'm not going to remember. There's a couple of drive-through.
So anyways, now
joints.
you're going to get your food faster because you can't sit down, and we can just focus on the drive-through.
Get your food, get out.
Right?
Yeah. I don't know why I should get my food faster depending on where I'm going to sit. That should have nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I was curious. How does not having any seating actually offer them better service? But it's all drive-through, right?
Average customer served in 90 seconds, which is more than twice as fast as a typical McDonald's drive-through.
Right, and so we don't have the distractions of the additional line inside, right? Of those who aren't driving through who are going to stick around. I don't know, but now you go in if the line is too long, right? You wouldn't stand and you wouldn't.
Well, and you know that they've been phasing out the red and yellow design schemes of days gone by in favor of more modern decor.
Well, that's all right.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah.
That might help.
But then do you remember seeing the one McDonald's that was like 1950 something?
I did just drive by.
The single arch?
A single arched McDonald's here in Colorado, which...
we have several of them.
It looks so retro.
Actually, Midwest, Chicago, Indiana, they have a lot of those as well. All right, finally, movies are going up. That's no big surprise here. But if you are one of the many millions of people who like to watch their movies at home, you are no longer unaffected. Netflix is the price hikes are coming.
Now we're grandfathered in.
If you've got a grandfather Netflix standard plan that you've just been paying $7.99 a month for, here's your reminder that you'll either be paying $9.99 come May for the same quality and ability to watch the content in 2 screens at a time, or you'll be stuck in standard definition on only 1 screen. You're not alone. An estimated 17 million customers in the U.S. will be affected by the change, and many of them aren't aware of it.
We don't know. It's just going to be a new change in our bill.
Pretty much. Netflix first raised the price of its standard streaming plan, their middle tier between basic and premium, in 2014 by $1.
Didn't we just do a story how they have 2,500 less movies?
Yeah, than
they used to. So they've cut back in their movies, and now they're raising their prices.
That's correct.
Well, you know what? They do that. Have you ever shopped at the dollar store?
Yes.
Have you ever shopped at the dollar store?
Yeah. Did you know everything is for $1?
Okay, so I know I am that girl that walks through the dollar store and says, Is this $1?
All
Is
right.
this $1? Is this $1?
Well, before you get to your dollars, let me just give you the breakdown so you know what Netflix is going to cost starting May. Your basic package is going to cost $7.99. Standard package is going to be $9.99. That's the one that everybody has today. And then your premium package is $11.99 a month.
What do you get for $11.99?
Movies.
Like more than the $7.99. Like what do you get more?
The difference is you get you can watch 4 screens at a time.
Oh, that's the package that we have at our house.
Yep, us too.
Yes, right, because multiple people watching. Right. We used to have to kick somebody off, right, and it just got to be too much. So everybody can watch their own movie, all on a different device.
$11.99.
All around the house.
$12 a month.
Anyways, when you talk about we're going to raise our price and we're going to offer you less at the dollar store. Have you ever noticed that sometimes, like if you buy like a product, that it's not exactly the same size or
socks,
right? It's not exactly the same thing.
Black socks,
right? Well, apparently there are some companies that are offering you a smaller product, smaller in size or ounces in quantity, in order to stay at that dollar price point. For example, Pepsodent toothpaste.
Oh, sure.
You can get your Pepsodent toothpaste at the grocery store or wherever you buy your toothpaste for $1.59.
Okay.
But at the dollar store, you get it for $1.
Right.
So you're saving yourself 59 cents.
I agree with this.
Or are you?
Oh.
You're actually, it's about 5 ounces less,
so
5 or 6 ounces
more
less
per ounce.
Not necessarily.
Sometimes.
Right. But you aren't getting as much. You're not saving the 59 cents.
Wow. All right. Well, Pepsodent. I think they do that same thing with, some of the like cheese products.
I think they do it with quite a few different things.
Cheese-like products.
I think they do it with quite a few things. I've just noticed that the ounces and the quantity seems to be a little bit unique. But I am fascinated when I go into the dollar store, because there are sometimes I look at something and say, really? This is $1 and this is $1? But if you are a savvy shopper, you've got to notice that sometimes the ounces are just a little slightly less when you're at the dollar store than what you normally get.
Oh, well, there you go. All right. Did you know everything at the dollar store is $1?
I know. It's kind of exciting.
Every time I go down the aisle, I'm like, and this is $1, and this is $1, and this is $1. I buy everything I can, and it's still under $20.
Like I'm taking advantage when I walk out with a bag full of stuff for $10.
All right, folks, don't go anywhere. More positive business talk. You're listening to Angel and Eric, and this is the Experience Pros Radio Network.
You clear? The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
Denver's Money Talk, 1690 AM.
Take a moment right now and rate your lifestyle on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 is a life of quiet desperation that doesn't resemble what you were promised after getting that college degree and corporate job. Now a 10 is a life that exceeds your wildest expectations of the life they promised you for doing all the right things and working hard. If you answered anything less than 10, stop what you're doing and go to mypassiveincomeworkshop.com. Passive income is not a secret, but chances are no one has ever shared it with you until now. Learn how to generate passive streams of income at our free workshop, mypassiveincomeworkshop.com, so you can live at a 10 for the rest of your life.
After 35 years in law enforcement, I thought I'd seen it all and survived it all, and had witnessed firsthand how the scourge of alcohol destroyed lives and families, leaving only heartbreak and suffering in its wake. Yet even armed with that knowledge, I was not immune to the manner in which alcohol crept into my own life, slowly drawing me away from all that I loved, to the point where the urge to drink became the only constant. Promises made in the morning to quit, to stop, quickly faded when the sun went down. I tried a number of solutions, from 12 steps to healthcare intervention, but none of it worked. And then I found Go Sober. The cravings ended almost immediately. The follow-up care reintroduced me to a life I thought was gone forever. I've rediscovered the joy of living. The sadness is gone. If you, or someone you love, is ready to fight alcohol and get your life back on track, you owe it to yourself to include Go Sober in your battle plan.
Call Go Sober at 303-827-4837 or go to their website, gosober.org.
Does it seem like you never have time to do the higher things in life, like being creative, helping a ministry, or just visiting more with your loved ones? Instead, you get home from work tired, you watch a little TV, you go to bed, and the next day you do it all again. If you had more free time, what would you do with it? I'm Pastor David Mitchell, founder of New Venture on Wall Street. At New Venture, we believe the best way to gain time freedom is through investing, not by working for someone else. Come join us for a 2-day training session. You'll learn biblical business principles combined with a powerful trading skill set that could help you free up some of your time.
Coming to the Embassy Suites Denver Tech Center May 20th and 21st. Only $99.95 for your entire household, plus a free ticket for a friend and a full money back guarantee. To register, call 877-907-TRADE. That's 877-907-8723. Or go to nvows.com. That's nvows.com.
This is a message for people 62 years or older, or those about to be 62 and own a home or looking to purchase a home. At Stanford Funding, we offer a reverse mortgage refinance or reverse mortgage purchase, which will allow you to use the equity in your home to enjoy retirement to the fullest, either by creating a monthly income stream or simply allowing you to never have to make another mortgage payment again. A reverse mortgage can allow you the freedom you have always dreamed of. Please give Stanford Funding a call at 303-458-8200 to see if you can qualify for a reverse mortgage refinance or reverse mortgage purchase. We're a local Colorado lender with an A+ rating with the BBB and many, many years of experience in the Colorado market. Again, call 303-458-8200 or apply online at stanfordfunding.com to make your dreams come true.
Approval based on 62 years of age and equity in the home.
Take your home like it is and let us help you make it like you want it. Hi, Dan Cicchini, Done Right Kitchens and Baths, Windows and Doors. We've been doing just that for over 30 years now. 800-362-8370 or drhi.com.
Dear John, uncontrolled high blood pressure is serious and I can quit whenever I want. But when I quit, you quit. Sincerely, your heart.
To get your high blood pressure to a healthy range, visit heart.org/blood pressure. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
Stand by. Revolutionizing the way people treat people in business. The Experience Pros. America's home for positive business talk.
And welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show, the most positive business talk show in America. Very nice to have you along. I am excited for our next guest.
Well, I am so glad because we're talking about spring cleaning and decluttering, which we have been dying to get our hands on. Eric's apartment and spring clean that he hasn't done in 6 years, right? It's spring. We're eagerly planning for trips, planning for the summer, planning for almost everything in our lives. But are there some critical pieces missing? Our expert guest is Bobby Batista. She says spring is the perfect time to declutter and start the coming season with an organized home. We're not talking 1,000 ways to clean with baking soda, but sprucing up other important areas of our lives. Bobby Batista is still one of cable news' network's most familiar faces, and current host of Bobby Batista's Consumer Corner is here to share with us. Bobby, welcome to the Experience Pros Radio Show.
Eric, Angel, thanks for having me.
Hey, it's very nice to have you, Bobby. And I'll be honest with you, I'm no wolf blitzer here, but I do know this. I've got a problem, and it just keeps piling up. I don't like to throw stuff away. Can you help me?
Well, here's something that we don't often think about. Computers and phones, right? I mean, we forget that these things need cleaning, but we've all experienced that horrible feeling of lost pictures or documents or your contacts. And on top of that, 1 in 10 Americans run out of storage on their smartphones daily. So come on, it's time to clean up this digital mess.
She found me out.
Here's how. There's a reason people say get on the cloud. So sync your devices to a personal cloud like Western Digital's MyCloud Mirror. You can access your data then anywhere, anytime with high security options. Another word of advice, develop a backup system for heaven's sake. So if you crash, your most valuable information will still be safe. Now you can do all of this automatically from your devices. And here's the best part. You can share the cloud and the backup system with family members. All those selfies and contacts and memories, everyone you choose can use the cloud and the backup system together.
Oh, well.
You know, it is nice to think about cleaning up our devices and going through that because we just, Bobby, I don't know about you, but I collect, but that is one area I never go out and clean out. And then all of a sudden my cloud storage is overused. Do you take pictures, Bobby? I seem to use my camera for things that aren't necessarily pictures.
I I don't take selfies. They're never very flattering.
Right, no. Yeah, but I'm thinking I use it for, if I see at the kids' back to school night instead of a list or something I want to remember. So I have all these pictures that I don't really think of as photos. I almost want them to go into a whole nother file, but I never go back through and clean. So then when I'm trying to make an album, they're in there.
Yeah, and they're memories. So the important thing is you want to be able to save them. So you got to have that backup system or put them on the cloud.
Nice. All right, what are some other unusual spring cleaning ideas we want to share with our audience today, Bobby?
Well, think financial, because you may want to think about your insurance policies. When's the last time you got new multiple quotes on like your car or your home insurance? Because if you've redecorated or you've renovated or you've added to the family, you probably don't have enough coverage. So find offers for the best deal on both car and home and even life. Check whether your homeowner's policy, by the way, handles things like sewer and water lines that run from your house to the street. Because if you're like one of my neighbors, when that tree root comes up through your sewer line, that is not the time to figure out that you don't have proper coverage. And yeah, nice, right? And remember, if you bundle most of those policies together under one company, you usually can save a good deal of money.
Now, Bobby, you talk a lot about financial sprucing, getting our finances in order. What's involved there?
Well, you know what? This is tax time, so keep this in mind. You might want to go through all of your old documents. You only have to keep them for 7 years, right? All those bank statements and tax returns. You can shred those, You can shred them at home, or you can use a professional shredding service for as little as, $50 to $100.
Which is nice, right? And so, we've got boxes and boxes in our basement. We used to go camping every year, and I would take the box that was really old and use it as kindling, right? We don't do that anymore.
Be careful of that. Here in Colorado, we have a problem.
Don't do that in your grill, by the way.
Yes.
People sometimes do that in their grill. Don't do that.
No.
Shredding is a better idea.
Right? What is it, Bobby, about spring that makes us want to finally just declutter and clean up all this stuff we've been hoarding about winter? Is there a mindset or a shift that I don't know, that takes place in spring psychologically?
Well, yeah. I mean, we've been hibernating all winter, and suddenly the sun comes out and it starts getting warm, and your windows are filthy. And by the way, don't tell me you don't clean windows, but have you thought about cleaning your air? I mean, I know that sounds really weird, but indoor air, according to the EPA, can be 5 times more polluted than outdoor air. So I would suggest using an air purifier system. Rowenta's Intense Pure Air, for example, removes 99.97% of the airborne contaminants like dust or pollen or mold, and in my case, it's dog dander most of the time.
Yes.
And what's really important here is that this is the only air purifier system in the world that captures and destroys formaldehyde. And as we know, formaldehyde is a human carcinogen that's emitted by building materials like paint or carpeting, even cosmetics and clothes. So look for an air purifier system. Rowenta's Intense Pure Air comes in 2 sizes, which makes it perfect for every room in the house.
Bobby, we just met, and it seems like you've already taken a complete tour of my apartment and are helping me through everything that I need my help with. Our guest is Bobby Batista, former CNN anchor, and now helping us understand how to spring spruce your home and make sure that everything is good and ready and organized for you. Bobby, do you recommend I see on the television shows where they haul everything out of a room and start with the bare walls and then kind of put the things that you want back in? Do you recommend that kind of process?
That's not a bad idea. That sort of goes along with the woman who wrote the Japanese book on cleaning.
Oh, Angel did that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But it's that's actually a good idea. You really should only keep things that you absolutely love. She's right in that book. It should bring you joy. Right. So if it doesn't bring you joy, don't keep it in the room or your closet or anywhere else.
But Bobby, it didn't bring Angel's husband joy. It didn't bring Angel's coworker joy.
I fell in love with the book,
and we went miserable.
And everybody was freaking out that I was going to get rid of all of their stuff,
including us.
Right, and I didn't, of course, but I did really get into it. Bobby, how do our listeners stay connected with you and find more tips about spring cleaning?
Well, you could go, if you want to know more about the cloud, go to WDC.com. And if you want to know more about the Rowenta air purifier, go to RowentaUSA.com. And one other note here, guys, public service. Spring marks the beginning of severe weather season.
Yes.
And as we've seen on the news time and again, you've got to be prepared. There are a number of free apps that you can download from the Red Cross to prepare yourself for everything from hurricanes and tornadoes to just about anything in between. So go to the redcross.org for free apps and free information.
You're doing great work. Bobby Batista, thank you so much. It's an honor to chat with you today, and we appreciate your investment in our listeners.
It was fun. Thanks, Eric. Thanks, Angel.
You betcha. Folks, don't go anywhere. More positive business talk just ahead. You're listening to Angel and Eric, and this is the Experience Pros Radio Network. The archives of this broadcast and every broadcast can be found at experiencepros.com. That's experiencepros.com. Remember to turn up the volume and do business with the people who do business with the pros.
You're clear? You're listening to the Experience Pros Radio Show, America's home for positive business talk.
Hey everyone, it's Eric. We're currently in a news break, but you can check out all the resources Experience Pros has to offer by visiting experiencepros.com. There you'll find the Extreme Customer Service Directory, information about our membership community, leads groups, networking events, and so much more. Are you looking to increase visibility for your small business? Look no further than experiencepros.com. Wondering what we can do for you? Ask any of our members, or better yet, call our office today and speak with one of our visibility experts. 720-344-2446. That's 720-344-2446. Hey everyone, it's Eric. We're currently in a news break, but you can check out all the resources Experience Pros has to offer by visiting experiencepros.com. There you'll find the Extreme Customer Service Directory, information about our membership community, leads groups, networking events, and so much more. Are you looking to increase visibility for your small business? Look no...
What is the Del Walmsley Radio Show?
Welcome to the Del Walmsley Radio Show, where the hype ends and the help begins. You need to stop being dependent on a paycheck. All of these self-help motivational people, they wind you up like a little clock. Click, 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 and then they'll let you go.
Boom. And who is this show about?
I'm your host, Del Walmsley, and as always, we're working on your financial freedom.
The Del Walmsley Radio Show, weekday mornings at 10 on Denver's Money Talk, 1690 AM.
Financial words of wisdom with Market Wrap host Mo Ansari.
Don't tell me technicals do not matter. Of course they matter. Let your winners run, cut your losers quickly. Being hyperactive is just as bad as being a Holden Hoper. Middle of the road is the answer, and that's what you need to do.
It's helpful financial food for thought on your drive home with a host who tells it like it is. Market Wrap with Mo Ansari.
Weeknights at 6 on Denver's Money Talk, 1690 AM.
The birds are singing, the blossoms are blooming, and the Colorado sun is bringing springtime to our Rocky Mountains, which means the sweltering, unforgiving misery of another hot summer is just around the corner. Don't wait until the mercury hits 90 plus degrees. You know it's coming. Now is the time to get your cooling system checked and serviced by Steel T. Now is the time because right now, Steel T will waive your trip charge for your service call. That's a $69 value. And if you are one of the sweaty few that have put off installing air conditioning for your home, this is the perfect time. Or if it's time to replace that old, inefficient energy-sucking air conditioner, Steel T can install a brand new Carrier system, which is so energy efficient, it will save you hundreds of dollars a year over your old unit. And because of its high demand, Steel T has just extended their service to include Saturdays at no additional cost to you. So now you can get the Steel T Trust 6 days a week. Steel T is owned and operated by Steve and Chris Reister, and this family-owned business has been doing business in Denver since 1979. Call Steel T at 303-761-9276 or visit them at steelt.com. That's STEELT. Steel T, the T stands for trust.
Tune in to Money Talk KDMT 1690 every Saturday at noon for the best advice on building that nest egg. You'll hear expert advice on feathering your nest, caching resources for the future, and going for the gold finches, with a show that can put a little more green in your day-to-day living. While they may not be Wall Street wizards, they are the wizards of wildlife. And if you'd like to add these beautiful colors and melodious songs of wild birds to your portfolio, listen to Bird Talk, Saturdays at noon on 1690 1690 KDMT, presented by Wild Birds Unlimited. David and Scott Menno will enrich your life with tips on attracting birds, butterflies, bats, bees, and other things that don't start with the letter B. The Bird Brothers will bring you fascinating interviews, nature news, insights on building the best wild bird habitat, and we hope to bring you a smile and a chuckle or two as well. So listen to Bird Talk every Saturday at noon, right here on Money Talk 1690 KDMT.
So you thought that putting off your hearing test for another year wasn't a big deal. Well, maybe you should think again. I'm Barbara Jenkins, Colorado's first board-certified doctor of audiology. For the last few years, we've known that untreated hearing loss increases your risk of dementia. Now, a study from Johns Hopkins shows that untreated hearing loss actually causes brain shrinkage. Not only does this affect your communication ability, but it also affects your memory as well. It's just one more in a litany of studies that underscores the importance of treating your hearing loss now, not later. For a synopsis of this study, or to have your hearing tested, go to advancedaudiology.com or call us at 303-649-2122. Hearing problems are easy to dismiss, but treating them now can help more than just your ears. That's 303-649-2122. Because at Advanced Audiology, we take your hearing seriously.
Stand by.
The Experience Pros Radio Show, home of the original Fan Braggin Fridays. Take just 20 seconds to become a business revolutionary by sharing a Fan Braggin story of great customer service by using the hashtag FanBrag or calling the Fan Braggin hotline at 855-FAN-BRAG, FANBRAG. Now back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
All right, Eric, welcome. We're back. Come back to the show.
I'll be right there.
What are you doing?
I'm downloading an app.
You're downloading an app?
Yeah.
All right. Does it seem like everywhere you go, even when you're trying to listen to a radio show, everybody's on their smartphones, right?
What are you
They're
trying to
glued to their devices, obsessed with the idea that they must be constantly connected to the world. And we know when you're driving and you're looking at your crotch, you're checking your phone. We're on to you, people. Is it time to dump the smartphone for a dumb phone? Is there any value in that? Well, our expert guest is John Horvat, a scholar, researcher, educator, and international speaker, author of the book Return to Order: From a Frenzied Economy to an Organic Christian Society, where we've been, how we got there, how we got here, and where we need to go. And he's talking about why do smart people use dumb phones. John Horvat, welcome to the Experience Pros Radio Show.
Great to be on the show.
Well, John, very nice to have you. I don't know if you've downloaded the app that I just downloaded, but interestingly enough, you heard Angel not just repeat herself, but drop 3 octaves. Obsessed. People apparently really are obsessed with their smartphones, and yet you're suggesting that smart people skip over to the dumb phone zone, yes?
Right. I mean, I'm not only suggesting it, but it's actually happening. It's actually becoming quite a fashionable in some circles to say, well, I've got a dumb phone and not a smartphone.
What is a dumb phone?
It's not a huge number, but there are a lot of people that are making that transition.
All right, but what is a dumb phone so that our listeners might be able to relate?
Well, it's a phone that just receives calls and maybe can do texting.
Really?
And that's it. That's it.
I remember I used to have one of those, but I upgraded it.
Do they have cords?
And a dial tone?
Or operators? Or no. It's a real thing. There is a market for it. There's a niche market, and they actually sell them. I've seen them in the Wall Street Journal.
Okay, so why? Why are people dumping their smartphones that have them so connected? I can download apps, I can listen to music, I can check my social media. Why would I switch that to a phone that because sometimes I forget that I can actually talk on this thing. Why go back?
Well, I think people are sensing that technology is controlling their lives, and it's supposed to be the opposite. Technology should be like a horse and a rider. We're the rider, and the horse is the technology. It helps us to facilitate our life. And what a lot of people sense is that the horse is dragging us by the stirrups. Yeah. And it's really it's exhausting, and you sense you're losing control.
Yeah, you know what? And I think, like you said, if we leave our phones behind, accidentally leave them at home or leave them at work, we change everything, change our whole course to go back. Right? It's like our battery operation pack. We can't live without them. And yet, is there anything really that urgent that we need to have access to every minute of the day? How's this impacting us at work and in our relationships, John?
Well, I mean, it accustoms people to be distracted. I mean, you can identify with that. You're thinking, you're constantly waiting for that notification. You're constantly checking it, and so it really does affect our communications. If you're in a conversation and the person's always looking at his phone, it's distracting to that person and to yourself. And also the fact is that so much communication is through facial and voice and inflection, and that's lost when you just limit it to texting, as most people do on their smartphone.
All right, John. So now I'm going to be the guy who jumps to the other side of the fence and challenges the notion for just a minute. You brought up the fact that it's kind of like a horse and a rider, and the rider should be in control. And yet we haven't used horses for getting around in a very, very long time. And yet the idea of going back to a dumb phone seems to me like saying, you know what, hang up your 55 mile per gallon smart car, whatever that is, your hybrid, and jump back on the back of a horse because, there's no petroleum products there. Aren't we going back to the Stone Age?
No, I think it's just it's a metaphor that probably doesn't. I think it's, as a person who identifies with horses, I think it's just a metaphor that I use. But
I'm jumping on your metaphor, John, because that was the one that you used. But we could substitute it for anything. Mm-hmm. The question is, are we going backwards? Technology advances for reasons, and those reasons truly do benefit. I don't feel like I'm a slave to my smartphone. I believe I'm in control of this thing. Now, I do agree with Angel that when I leave it at home, I do reroute my plan and go back for it. But that's because I do anticipate and expect to be able to use that tool for the purpose in which it was created.
Right. I'm not suggesting that you should not receive emails or do anything like that. I mean, you still should have a phone and a mobile phone that you can take with you and be connected to the world. But I mean, just consider the fact that the sheer amount of time people spend on these things. It is something that can be obsessive.
Should we fix the behavior, or should we fix the technology?
You can fix the behavior. That's one of the things that, the things you can do. You can get a dumb phone, like I have, and I don't feel any less human by the fact I have one. But you can dumb down your smartphone. You can turn off a lot of those devices and notifications and all the things. There are actually apps that help you dumb down your smartphone so that you can spend more time doing things you want to do.
And it is. I can see where Eric's trying to go. But you're right, John. We are completely distracted when and I find myself, as soon as I open up my phone and I go to post on social media, I get myself lost in that app that I'm using and ignoring, kind of half listening to the conversation that's going on around me. And I think for some people, it's easier for them. They've got the mindset and a different behavior where they can stay focused and they can put the phone down. But for those who can't or struggle with that and just want, my phone just isn't going to distract me, to go back to a dumb phone. I didn't ever think we'd see the day where people would go back to having, when I could have all that technology at my fingertips, to actually choosing not to. But when you find how distracting it has been, how it's decreasing our quality of relationships and even our productivity, I can see where there would be a market.
Yeah, I mean, it even affects our sleep patterns. They say that something like 44% of people between 18 and 24, they fall asleep with the phone in their hands and and wake up to check their phones. I mean, it can get very, very obsessive.
And there's an element too, though, John, like of
buckle up, I'm coming.
If all of our friends are doing it, so it's kind of nice. Well, if more of my friends had a dumb phone, I don't want to be the only one who doesn't have. Is there an element of that sociology of not wanting to be left out?
Right. I mean, even many smartphone dumb phone users are from Silicon Valley, and they're actually making the apps for the smartphones. I mean, there is a sort of a trend inside certain circles, that saying, well, it's fashionable to go back to dumb phone. I mean, it all has to be done with balance, but there definitely is I think it points to a much more profound problem in society. It's not just this particular part of it.
I find it funny that we're referring to smartphones and dumb phones as what they are. Now, we've gone to the calling them smartphones because they're phones plus, right? But we used to call dumb phones just
phones, right?
Interestingly enough, you brought up the demographic of 18 to 24, and I don't think you'll ever separate them from their smartphones because they grew up in the age and technology.
Now 12-year-olds want a smartphone.
And earlier. Our guest is John Horvat II. He is talking about switching up your smartphone to use what we're calling dumb phones. He makes the case that they're durable, they have a long-lasting battery, there's no urge to upgrade, they're great for children and elderly, and I do believe more on the elderly side than for the children, and they are affordable. John, a final word of inspiration on the benefit and or foregone conclusion that dumb phones are here to stay?
Well, I'd say, with the dumb phone, I think is a backlash, is a reaction to a society that is very frenzied and out of balance. This is something I talk about in my book, Return to Order, that, we are in a society where everyone has to have everything now instantly, regardless of the consequences, and that definitely has bad effects on a person. It is exhausting. It can lead to it leads to problems, psychological problems. We need to not dumb down, but let's just say slow down.
Okay. Now we can agree 100% on that. I'm constantly reminded of the old commercial. Oh gosh, now I forget what I was talking about.
It's John Horvat, scholar, author of the book Return to Order. Pick up your copy. Check him out. John, thanks so much for being our guest today. From a frenzied economy to an organic Christian society.
And there you go. Folks, we'll be back right after this with more positive business talk.
America's home for positive business talk. We're clear? You're listening to the Experience Pros radio show. Contact them on the web at experiencepros.com.
Denver's Money Talk, 1690 AM.
This is a special notice to all U.S. taxpayers. If you owe the IRS or state-backed taxes and cannot afford to pay them back, there's good news. Due to the financial hardship many are facing in today's economy, the IRS has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative. Qualifying for this program will resolve your tax problem, end all collections, and possibly reduce your back taxes by up to 90%. If you are facing wage garnishments, liens, bank levies, audits, or payroll taxes, it's not too late. Your circumstances may qualify you for this special program, protecting your savings and your assets. If you owe the IRS or state-backed taxes and cannot afford to pay them back, there's no need to worry anymore. Call the hotline at Victory Tax Solutions to see if you qualify and potentially save thousands. For this free information, call 800-417-9269. 800-417-9269. That's 800-417-9269.
It's a difficult decision. When you finally decide to have your hearing tested, where do you go for professional care? Tens of thousands are spent every week on ads trying to convince you to come in for a free hearing test or a sale that's this week only. For professional care, I suggest you take a different approach. I'm Dr. Barbara Jenkins, owner of Advanced Audiology. I have 25 years of hospital and clinical experience treating both hearing loss and tinnitus. My first suggestion? Ask your physician who they would go to, not just who's on their list. Who do they trust? Second, go online and search Doctor of Audiology and then type in your area. You don't want an evaluation performed by a technician or hearing aid salesperson. Your hearing is a serious concern, so you should treat it as such. For more information, go to advancedaudiology.com or call 303-649-2122. Because at Advanced Audiology, we take your hearing seriously.
Is it time to remodel that outdated kitchen? I'm Ted Spear, co-owner of All About Cabinets and Countertops at 35th and Wadsworth. And for the past 9 years, I've been telling you how we've saved our customers thousands of dollars on their kitchen and bathroom projects, even over those big box stores. And now, I invite you to come check out our showroom and experience our unique mix of top-of-the-line customer service, quality products, and tremendous value. Come check out our full line of Homecrest cabinetry. And, as always, we upgrade all our Homecrest cabinets to the latest in anti-slam technology for free. Need to remodel that bathroom? We are blowing out all our in-stock vanity cabinets and granite countertops. These prices are incredibly low, so don't wait. We've extended all our current specials through April, so there's never been a better time to get started. You can visit our showroom or call us today. 303-456-6400. That's 303-456-6400. Also, to view all our current specials, visit our website at allaboutgreatdeals.com. Make a difference without the expense with All About Cabinets and Countertops.
Hi, it's Peter Boyles. I'm in my 70s now, and I really feel better than ever. I've had bypass surgery, come away from drugs and alcohol. All these things aside, the most amazing thing that's happened to me in these last couple years is meeting our great family friend, physician MD, Dr. Julie McCallan. She's changed my life, my daughter's life. She's a gifted healer, changing the lives of so many people. When everything is going wrong in my life, she made an enormous difference in me, physically and emotionally. And here she is, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Julie McCallan.
Thanks, Peter. Just because we're getting older does not mean we can no longer do what we did in our 30s. Getting older does not have to be a horrible thing. Let me help you to feel energized, sleep through the night, and continue your active lifestyle well into your 90s. If at 52 I can actually lift more than my college athlete daughter, so can you. Call today to begin your journey back to health with my team at Cenegenics Denver.
I'm so sure you'll become a fan and a friend of Dr. McCallan's if you do this one simple thing. Call her 720-387-3681. My word on it. She'll change your life. 720-387-3681.
1 minute. Do you suffer from pain, numbness, tingling, or burning in the hands or feet? It's called peripheral neuropathy. Tired of taking drugs that don't fix the problem or being treated without success? Well, Chronic Conditions Center of Colorado and Dr. Chris Steiner have created a program with no surgery, drugs, or injections, but with real results. Here's Diane.
I was in a lot of pain in my feet from neuropathy. It was what I thought was my final chance. I had been to the Mayo Clinic, to neurologists, several other doctors. I had a bag of pills to help me walk. Doc was very, very positive. I kind of was pretty skeptical, but I'm not anymore. I had 3 treatments last week. I had 1 treatment this week, and last night I was walking in, 4-inch high heels.
Chronic Conditions Center of Colorado treats many types of chronic pain, and they have treatment programs for ADD and ADHD. Call Dr. Steiner at 303-660-2668 or visit them online at chronicconditionsco.com. That's chronicconditionsco.com.
Stand by.
This is the Experience Pros Radio Show. Got an opinion? Want to ask us a question? Email radio@experiencepros.com or message us on the Experience Pros Facebook page, and we'll interact with you live on the show.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show with Angel and Eric. We do appreciate you for tuning in. Hopefully you find this to be the most inspiring hour, 2 or 3 of your business day.
Oh, you know what? I just love the range of topics that we get to cover here on the show. Just covering everything we're dealing with as we're getting ready for our work day. And of course, if you're one of those people that wakes up in the morning, first thing you do is go online and start checking your social media.
On my phone.
On your phone, probably from bed.
Yes.
Do you think a lot of people do that?
Yes.
I know you do, but...
No, I think it is odd that you don't. That's what I think.
You think?
Yes.
You know, it'll still be there in an hour. It'll still be there when I get there. It's not going anywhere. And I do find that when I almost like turning on the TV, I can get sucked in, and it's kind of useless of my time. Like, it's not a good use of my morning time. And so I don't check my social media first thing in the morning. I don't even check my phone until I'm actually getting ready to walk out the door. Which kind of freaks Eric out a little bit. But
we just received an email from our last guest, John Horvat, and he wrote, Eric and Angel, just a short note, say it was great to be back on the show. I know I should have texted you, but I hope you'll accept an old-fashioned email.
An old-fashioned email. We're talking about dumb phones. You know, we used to just call them phones, but when they don't have all the smart apps and the technology to it, you know, is the trend going back to dumb phones so we don't feel like we're so distracted all day long.
I wrote him back and said, "You were fantastic, John. Great to have you back. And imagine this, I used my computer, not my phone, to reply."
All right, well, we're going to talk about some rules of social media marketing just to kind of remind you every now and then. Just need a refresher course because we get just off on our own little distractions. But here are some rules when it comes to engaging in social media, because it just seems like once a month or maybe even more often we're reading about a famous company that has sent a thoughtless tweet or posted something that was probably not quite appropriate, and they end up facing a PR backlash as a result. So don't do as the big guys and the mistakers are doing.
Okay.
Remind yourself of these rules. Number 1, never fight with a customer on social media.
Agreed.
Right? Instead of arguing, take steps to make the customer happy. Customer service 101, or at least direct the conversation off of social media so there's less visibility.
Absolutely. The customer isn't always right, but the customer is always your customer, and others are watching.
Right? Number 2, always publish 100% quality. Quality. So you might be tempted to post like trivial information about yourself, your family, something about current events. But if it doesn't offer anything of value to your followers, you're going to find yourself going in the wrong direction on social media. Now, on your personal profile, all day long, post your sandwich stories and your kitty cats. And, I want to see if your baby took their first steps and all of that. But on your business pages, remember, people are following you on social media for a reason. They expect to derive some value from it. So make sure that you post 100% quality. Number 3, they say advertise for full exposure.
You made your social post, but, you're not in control of who gets to see it. Many times, certainly in the case of Facebook, Facebook controls who sees what you post or not. And in the case of Twitter, that stream goes by so fast, they may never see it. So how do you make sure that people see it? You drop a few dollars on it and advertise.
We're in a day and age right now where it is so affordable to use social media for advertising. And so take advantage of that in boosting your posts and making sure you're getting full exposure. You're taking all that time to post. You probably have a social media calendar. You've got content that you've, crafted specifically for social media. Don't waste it. Make sure that you're boosting it. Number 4, befriend influencers, right? Never be afraid to stand on the shoulders of giants. They say if you want to become an influencer on social media, start by paying homage to people who have already succeeded. Use social media to reach out to people who are influencers in your space. Tag them in posts. Share their content. Converse with them. Comment. Reply to their tweets and their updates and become part of their crowd, right? You want to make sure that they recognize you just as much as you recognize them, which means you're interacting with them, right? And it's not hard to do on social media. Everything is out there. And the people are out there, and they've created a space for you to have a conversation with them. Where else in our history have we had that kind of access?
Fair question.
Right?
Yeah.
Give to others, and you'll receive more in return. Again, an old school principle. John Horvat would like that.
Sure.
Right? What comes around goes around. So if you're interested in benefiting from your social media marketing efforts, make sure you offer people something of value and that you're sharing what other people are sharing. So it's not always about you. A lot of times what's happening on social media, it is the interaction, it's the likes, it's the comments, it's the shares, it's the retweets that actually boost your value in the eyes of other people. So this is good news. You don't have to recreate your own content every single day. But if you're just out there promoting others, lifting others up, helping others, your brand, where that goes, your brand follows.
Indeed.
And so you don't have to come up with all of that on your own. When it comes to rules of social media, right, we don't want to make the mistakes that some big companies have made when they're, poor thought and poor taste in posts and having the wrong person share their tweets. Make sure you know your analytics.
Absolutely. How many people did you reach? How many tweet impressions did you generate? And I'll be honest with you, knowing your analytics is one thing. Knowing what to do with that information is another thing altogether.
Well, because a lot of times you can see what types of posts and tweets generate the most engagement. I am always shocked because I think that we put out all this quality content. Here's tips for growing your business. Here's how to engage your customers.
It's the goofy photo of somebody's food
that gets the most engagement. So I'm really surprised, but here's why I should not be surprised. When people show up on social media, they want to connect with people. And yes, our brand follows us, but really they want some form of entertainment, unfortunately far more than education. Because if we were all there for the education, we'd all be getting our PhDs and watching all the TED Talks and doing all this research on, physics and all of that, right? We're mostly there for entertainment. So make sure that you're connecting with people to people, human to human. We'll post these on our Facebook wall to give you the rules for how to make sure that you are engaged and not breaking any rules with your social media.
All right, there you go. Good stuff, folks. Don't go anywhere. We've got to take a top of the hour news break and station ID. When we come back, we've got a whole nother hour of positive business talk just ahead. Market's going to open in just about 31 minutes. And you're listening to the Experience Pros Radio Network. Angel and Eric here to help you get your business right.
You're clear. The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business. This is the Experience Pros Radio Show with business revolutionaries Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer. For more information, you can contact the Experience Pros by calling 720-344-2446 or contact them on the web at experiencepros.com or on Facebook and Twitter at Experience Pros. If your customers love you, we want to know you. What are you waiting for? Join the revolution.
KDMT Arvada, Denver. We're all about.
Hey everyone, it's Eric. We're currently in a news break, but you can check out all the resources Experience Pros has to offer by visiting experiencepros.com. There you'll find the Extreme Customer Service Directory, information about our membership community, leads groups, networking events, and so much more. Are you looking to increase visibility for your small business? Look no further than experiencepros.com. Wondering what we can do for you? Ask any of our members, or better yet, call our office today and speak with one of our visibility experts. 720-344-2446. That's 720-344-2446. Hey everyone, it's Eric. We're currently in a news break, but you can check out all the resources Experience Pros has to offer by visiting experiencepros.com. There you'll find the Extreme Customer Service Directory, information about our membership community, leads groups, networking events, and so much more. Are you looking to increase visibility for your small business? Look no further than experiencepros.com. Wondering what we can do for you? Ask any of our members, or better yet, call our office today and speak with one of our visibility experts. 720-344-2446. That's 720-344-2446. Hey everyone, it's Eric. We're currently in a news break, but you can check out all the resources Experience Pros has to offer by visiting experiencepros.com. There you'll find the Extreme Customer Service Directory, information about our membership community, leads groups, networking events, and so much more. Are you looking to increase visibility for your small business? Look no further than experiencepros.com. Wondering what we can do for you? Ask any of our members, or better yet, call our office today and speak with one of our visibility experts. 720-344-2446. That's 720-344-2446. Hey everyone, it's Eric. We're currently in a news break, but you can check out all the resources Experience Pros has to offer by visiting experiencepros.com. There you'll find the Extreme Customer Service Directory, information about our membership community, leads groups, networking events, and so much more. Are you looking to increase visibility for your small business? Look no further than experiencepros.com. Wondering what we can do for you? Ask any of our members, or better yet, call our office today and speak with one of our visibility experts. 720-344-2446. That's 720-344-2446. Hey everyone, it's Eric. We're currently in a news break, but you can check out all the resources Experience Pros has to offer by visiting experiencepros.com. There you'll find the Extreme Customer Service Directory, information about our membership community, leads groups, networking events, and so much more. Are you looking to increase visibility for your small business? Look no further than Experience.
Business never takes a break. Neither do we. So, take Denver's Money Talk 1690 AM with you with our brand new mobile app. Stay up to the minute with breaking news, market strategies, current trends, and more wherever you are. With live streaming, listen to your favorite Money Talk shows whenever you want, on demand. It's like a personal advisor in your pocket. Do something today that your future self will thank you for. Download the brand new Money Talk app on iTunes or the Google Play Store or at moneytalk1690.com. This is an important safety message for all listeners who have recently been in a car accident. Many insurance companies require body shops to put aftermarket parts on safety-related elements of their customers' cars. If you're not sure whether your body shop routinely uses aftermarket parts, simply pick up the phone and ask them. If they do, ask to be provided with crash test documentation. The safety of your family is quite literally on the line. Have more questions? Visit aftermarketsafety.com. That's aftermarketsafety.com.
Market Wrap with Mo Ansari is your daily source for financial news and analysis. With over 30 years of trading experience, Mo shares his thoughts on the markets, answers your financial questions, and features guest experts from around the world covering a variety of investment topics. Visit marketwrapwithmo.com for more info about the show and listen to Market Wrap with Mo Ansari.
Weeknights at 6 on Denver's Money Talk, 1690 AM.
Hi, it's Peter Boyles. I'm in my 70s now, and I really feel better than ever. I've had bypass surgery, come away from drugs and alcohol. All these things aside, the most amazing thing that's happened to me in these last couple of years is meeting our great family friend, physician MD, Dr. Julie McCallan. She's changed my life, my daughter's life. She's a gifted healer, changing the lives of so many people. When everything is going wrong in my life, she made an enormous difference in me, physically and emotionally. And here she is, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Julie McCallan.
Women, you are often too wrapped up in being thin. But what about being strong and fit? You often don't think about your hormones until you have completely stopped making estrogen and are into menopause. Hormones begin to change typically in your early 30s and gradually decline, causing weight gain, irritability, poor sleep, fatigue, and brain fog. Replacing these hormones as your natural production declines, you can get rid of the crabbiness. You can begin sleeping again, feeling energetic, stop the midsection fat, and you can think clearly. Call Synergenics Denver today to get your health back. 720-387-3681. That's 720-387-3681.
Pastor Camp is the one to call.
Is your heating and cooling system ready for the changing temperatures? Call on Pastor Camp Heating and Air Conditioning. They offer a wide range of all new makes and models, a 100% satisfaction guarantee, and special offers perfectly suited for your needs, including manufacturer and utility rebates, or 12 months, no payments, no interest, or payments as low as $97 per month with approved credit. Call Pastor Camp today at 303-777-1234 or visit pastorcamp.com.
Stand by. You're listening to the Experience Pros Radio Show, the most positive business talk show in America. Best-selling authors of Lists That Saved My Business and founders of the Extreme Customer Service Directory, Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer, are inspiring you to get your business right. They know that customer experience isn't just another thing, it's the only thing. Let's join Angel and Eric for today's program.
Hello and welcome to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Thanks so much for taking time out of your business day to join us for ours. We're here to remind you that small business is big business and your business is our business. It's time to get right to the news. It's time for You Choose the News. News segment that we bring to you every top of the hour where you have no choice at all except for Angel gets to choose the order in which we deliver the news.
I'll do my best.
All right. Nobody likes that. That's one story. If you build it, they won't come. And useless robots.
All right, let's go with useless robots.
Useless robots. You may recall that just a couple of days ago, we reported on China's robots that are taking over for hotels. Actually, that was in Japan for hotels. But some Chinese robots are taking over for restaurants. Right?
Okay. Yeah, right. Right?
Well,
so now your job is in...
They're being fired.
The robots.
Yeah. Useless robot waitstaff forced the closure of 2 restaurants in China. Novel, very novel. But in fact, they built robots that can walk, talk, play incredibly deep board games, and even run hotels just like us. But there's one human skill that machines have yet to master: pouring drinks. Chinese chain Hallowell soon found out that robots can't be trusted with the simple restaurant tasks after it bought several $7,000 units to serve as waitstaff for its 3 locations. 2 of the restaurants were forced to close after the robot's uselessness was discovered, with the 3rd only remaining open after it consigned all but 1 of them to the scrap heap, replacing them with traditional meat bag waitstaff. That's not my words. That's in the news article. Speaking to China's Workers Daily, a human waiter for the chain complained that the robots were unable to pour hot water, carry soup, take orders from the restaurant patrons, and on top of that, they often broke down. Maintenance and repair costs were lower than a human worker's salary, according to Shanghai List, but employers' dream of replacing surly servers with well-oiled machines seems a way off. Robots may be competent chefs, but at least when the robot revolution does occur, some lucky humans will be kept alive, forced to serve tall glasses of engine oil to our new machine overlords until their dying day.
So, not only do we have opposable thumbs, but we have the ability to pour water and deliver hot
some
soup.
robots have opposable thumbs, but here's the question that I have about this. Okay, you say I'm going to open a restaurant. I'm going to open a restaurant on June 15th, and we're going to bring robots in, and they're going to be our servers for the restaurant, right? Did anybody ever think to have the robot actually go through the process of serving a human being? Anyone? Bueller? It just strikes me as ridiculosity that they never even tried to check. Okay, so the robot is a little clumsy. Hello, may I have your order? But can I bring a glass of water? Will you bring me my bowl of soup? I got in trouble with a glass of water and a bowl of soup once.
How?
Lady was wearing silk pants and nothing else.
Okay, so
And
she was
I
wearing silk pants.
Set down the bowl of soup, knocking over the glass of water right into her lap. Yep, that
You
really
did that
happened.
on purpose.
I did not.
You did that on purpose.
I did not. I of course I did not. I am a gentleman, and in every sense of the word.
Okay.
And
Okay.
No one was more mortified than I was, except her husband, and he got mad at everybody for looking. And it was a bad day. But at least I knew how to pour another glass of water. If you build it, they won't come, or nobody likes that.
Nobody likes that.
Okay, nobody likes being around poor people.
What?
I know, right? Casino owner, Las Vegas magnate Steve Wynn seems to have, he's irritated a few people. Wynn is the CEO of Wynn Resorts. He says during his company's Investor Day presentation last Wednesday that wealthy gamblers come to his high-end casinos and they don't want the less fortunate hanging around them. Rich people only like being around rich people, he says.
Okay.
Nobody likes being around poor people, especially poor people.
What?
That's what he says.
What?
It's a little odd that the CEO of a gambling institution, gambling is designed to do one thing, create poor people,
Okay.
is saying that rich people come to his place to hang out with rich people. But what do rich people do? They lose their money and become poor people at his establishments.
Okay.
Just kind of a ridiculous thing for a CEO of any stature at all, for a human being to say, don't you think?
I think it's quite ridiculous.
Yeah.
Right? Just quite ridiculous. And now that it's on record, he's probably regretting, hopefully, that somebody had a phone, right? phone, and probably recorded the whole thing.
Don't think.
This is why people don't share on social media.
I don't think Mr. Wynn is regretting anything. He's notoriously outspoken and no stranger to controversy.
So he did probably mean it.
Yeah.
Okay.
He told he's a Democrat, and he told his investors during a conference call in 2011 that Obama administration is the greatest wet blanket to business progress and job creation in his lifetime. He's
look at his hotel.
He's called our president
big.
unspeakable words.
It's big.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, he's
I've seen it from a helicopter view. I've seen this, and it is big.
Yeah,
it is.
Is he compensating?
I think maybe
it's possible
for everything else on the Vegas Strip.
All right. If you build it, they won't come.
Okay. What won't?
Ordos is a wealthy region in Inner Mongolia. It's also known as China's largest ghost town.
What?
Once intended to accommodate over 1 million residents, the new town of Kangbashi in northern China today is home to just 1/10 of its projected population. In the early 2000s, Chinese government's officials poured over $1 billion into the development of the city. $1 billion in the development of the city. Don't we pay like $1 billion for the Pepsi Center? It's just like it's like one building.
No, I don't think so.
And several miles south of Ordos in Inner Mongolia. The result, according to the French photographer Raphael Olivier, is a very beautiful city full of contradictions. Drawn to the post-apocalyptic feel generated by the juxtaposition of vacant, large-scale buildings and the surrounding desert, Olivier documented the ghost town and its partially complete architectural marvels. They're calling it a failed utopia.
So
we built a whole city,
whole place
to accommodate for
1 million people, and nobody wants to live there.
About 10,000.
Oh, okay, so that's like, I don't know what the percentage is, but it's
young, little, tiny.
Why? What were they thinking? And did they need a place to live? Did they want to live there? Whose bright idea was this? Did we do any market research? Did we get
China has
some pre-sales?
population
Did we have some earnest
boom.
money invested?
It's a lot of questions.
Sorry.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay. China has a lot of people. And so, maybe they were thinking ahead and said, well, here we go. Let's just kind of build a city. Nobody's living there. Finally, this in the news. You may have seen some of those ads on Facebook or elsewhere online where you look, you find what looks like decent quality and trendy clothes at rock bottom prices. They have some satisfied customers, but many of these sites offer ill-fitting clothes that barely resemble their photos. Well,
right?
Here's the question. Does Facebook have any responsibility for what happens next?
So if you've got advertisers advertising on your site who are putting out shoddy products.
Well, they're stealing photos of images of clothing that are like designer clothing.
Right.
And then when you get them, they're nowhere
They're
near.
not.
Nowhere
and so,
near.
And now you can't go back and find the ads.
No, because they've already relocated, changed the number, and moved the address and all of that stuff.
And there's a lot of companies that do that. They change their name. They come into a city. I mean, they do this even on, probably even on radio.
If you click on a Facebook ad that doesn't take you where the ad promised, can you let Facebook know? Yes, you can let them know. Will they pay you if things go wonky? Not likely.
Right.
Not their responsibility.
It's hard. Yeah, no, it's they sold an ad, you got the ad, but buyer beware as the consumer. That is on you.
That's it right there.
Unfortunately.
You know what else is on you? The Experience Pros. We're right here. We're in your ear with the radio show. You can check us out on the app at experiencepros.com/Experience Pros or /radio. And we'll be back right after this.
You're clear. You're listening to the Experience Pros Radio Show, America's home for positive business talk.
Denver's Money Talk, 1690 AM.
Hi, it's Peter Boyles. I'm in my 70s now, and I really feel better than ever. I've had bypass surgery, come away from drugs and alcohol. All these things aside, the most amazing thing that's happened to me in these last couple years is meeting our great family friend, physician MD, Dr. Julie McCallan. She's changed my life, my daughter's life. She's a gifted healer, changing the lives of so many people. When everything is going wrong in my life, she made an enormous difference in me, physically and emotionally. And here she is, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Julie McCallan.
There is often a lot of scare reporting when it comes pounds to men taking hormones and other nutritional supplements. There is no question that as we get older, and Peter, you are living proof of that, all the things that your body produced when you were young are either diminished or totally gone. As I have watched your progress by following the Senegenics program, I have seen you drop 30 pounds of fat, gain muscle and strength, and become vibrant once again. I know the term turning back the clock is an impossible thing to do, but given our new scientific abilities, we certainly can revitalize men past 45. Call Senegenics Denver today to get your health back. 720-387-3681. That's 720-387-3681.
What's wrong, Ugg? Your garage and garage door are the talk of the caves.
One problem.
What?
It closes, but it won't open. Ever try to escape a crazed brontosaurus and your garage door doesn't open?
No. But you remember Don? He not only builds garage doors, he repairs them.
Is he fast?
As fast as you are with a hungry brontosaurus on your heels.
Then he's my cave guy.
Okay, so maybe the garage door repair wasn't born quite that way. But the good news is today, Don offers you something special. After all, a broken garage door can make you miserable in a hurry. Well, Don's has seen it all. And since 1989, they've repaired thousands of doors so they gain new life and offer years of trouble-free performance. So, if you hear squeaks, squawks, rumbles, rattling, and other telltale signs you're going to need a repair and soon, visit DonsGarageDoors.com and schedule a service call. DonsGarageDoors.com. Don's Garage Doors.
Downs Digital Marketing, get down to it.
Some digital marketing companies make promises that sound great, but don't work. Downs Digital Marketing gets real, measurable results that makes the web work for your business. Rather than focusing on tactics, we help companies use the web to maximize sales and improve lead quality. Get a free evaluation of your online presence at downsdigitalmarketing.com. Get down to it at Downs Digital Marketing.
Downs Digital Marketing, get down to it.
Getting found online is just the start. At Downs Digital Marketing, we manage your entire online presence, website, SEO, and social media so that it's firing on all cylinders. Downs Digital monitors your web presence to ensure that your online investment is going where it counts. Getting new customers. Get a free evaluation of your online presence at downsdigitalmarketing.com. Get down to it at Downs Digital Marketing.
Downs Digital Marketing, get down to it.
It's tax season, and doing your own taxes, well, we all know how that can turn out. Or you're paying too much to have someone else do it for you. Let Winter Mountains Tax step in and do your taxes the right way for only $125. And military, veterans, government employees, teachers, nurses, and RTD employees all get a 15% discount. Call Winter Mountains Tax at 720-998-1830 or visit wintermountainstax.com. That's 720-998-1830. Winter Mountains Tax. Taxes done right.
Yeah, new car shopping?
Oh, great. There's a nice day wasted. I'd rather take a hit with a ball-peen hammer between the eyes than drive all over town.
Well, it's what one does when one car shops. I thought you liked shopping.
Shopping, not driving. Hey, speaking of, how about we go to the mall instead?
What? And this day had so much potential.
ColoradoAutomall.com. Local dealers with local inventory online. A virtual click away.
I'm ready to click and shop. Boot me up.
ColoradoAutomall.com.
Stand by. Revolutionizing hot people, street people in business. The Experience Pros, America's home for positive business talk.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join us for ours. I got an idea.
Another
Slip
one?
out the back, Jack. Make a new plan, Stan. You don't need to be coy, Roy. Just get yourself free.
You think about how many great ideas or how many ideas you come up with all during the day as you're out and about. You're thinking, you know what would be a good idea or what would be better? You're having coffee with friends and you come up with these great ideas. Well, could your great idea actually be turned into reality? Think about, somebody's thought up the iPhone, virtual reality.
True.
Uber. I mean, everything that we do and use, the automatic garage door opener, coffee mugs with handles that can go in the microwave. I mean, these were all somebody's idea at one point, right?
Coffee mugs with handles.
Right, because, before they didn't have handles. You had to hug the mug.
Coffee mug didn't have a handle.
And it was too hot to hold the mugs. Before handles.
Before handles.
Before handles.
Like when they invented before Jesus?
When they invented wheels.
Just before the microwave?
Right. Well, Bridget Lombard, she is one who consistently turns great ideas into reality on a grand scale. Of course, a millionaire before the age of 30.
I'm a thousandaire because I come up with great ideas.
Right. So she actually has an amazing track record for what great ideas should be turned into a reality. And she's actually kind of given us a checklist of how to turn your great ideas to see if they're worthy.
All right, a
of
checklist.
Being turned into something great.
Hop on the bus, Gus.
Yes, that is a good idea, right? Take action. Actually, the first thing she says is to do a reality check. She says it's easy to get a big rush from a new idea. And Eric does. Every now and then he's like, yeah,
just drop off the key, Lee.
I'm like, okay, but what about this? And he's like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Here comes reality.
Here comes Angel, right? She says you need to understand how important the problem is you're attempting to solve before you spend any money or time on it. Kind of like the robots running a restaurant in Japan.
Yeah.
Like they can't pour water. They can't carry hot soup.
Somebody should have said, let's test the robot.
Right?
Doing waiter stuff.
So she says, on a scale of 1 to 10, what is the likelihood we can achieve this? And what is the price if we don't?
All right.
And in other words, is failure an option? Do you have a backup plan?
All right. So the next thing is you want to make sure you take stock of your resources. Do you even have what's necessary in order to bring your idea to fruition?
Yeah, the people, the talent. Do you need to bring people on? Do you need to hire? Do you need to
Opposable thumbs.
There's an idea. Can you pour hot water? Clearly define your specific goals.
Absolutely.
Right? She says a new idea won't amount to much if you don't know how to implement it into your current functions. She says set incremental milestones to measure success.
Incremental milestones, not the final milestone.
And there's something like people give up too fast because they become overwhelmed and how far they still have to go. Instead of recognizing, look, we've come here, we've got this, we've done that, and have the baby steps along the way, those incremental milestones to know that you are actually seeing success even when you're looking down the road. It feels like you still have a long way to go.
You want to turn a great idea into reality? Put together a dream team and do it.
And
put some action to it.
Right? You don't need it all by yourself. Bring some people on board that support the idea as well and get behind it. She says you need to become a collaborator. She says throughout the process of collaboration, you'll most likely discover new ideas, pathways, of course, garner a lot of energy and enthusiasm for the project. But she also cautions you not to overpower and instead maintain yourself as part of the team that takes in ideas and remains flexible to change and development throughout the process.
I would imagine that flexibility is one of the most challenging things, especially if you're the inventor of the idea.
Yeah, the idea was yours, but actually getting it off the ground is probably going to take the collaboration of others.
Yep, and that means you need to listen as much as you speak. If you want to turn that great idea into a reality, seek outside feedback.
Okay, she said leaders driving a new project will often keep it a secret until they think it's ready to be showcased. But this may actually hinder the process more than help it. So she suggests you not only let others outside the team know what you're up to, but get feedback that might help improve the idea. She says constantly testing the theory and assumptions with the feedback that you're receiving.
Pick and then prioritize your battles. Oftentimes leaders believe that in order to get something accomplished, they need they got to be so steadfast that nothing deters them or their team. While being determined and focused is important, being able to let go of the little stuff is even more important. Check in and keep asking yourself, what's the goal? And is this going to hinder or help us achieve that? Don't get stuck on the little stuff, but be sure to ask for outside opinion.
All right. Well, these are tips from Bridget Lombard, ways to turn great ideas into a reality. She's a millionaire before the age of 30, founded the Tenega Group, a London-based global management consulting practice. She's actually done some amazing things. So she's got the know-how. She's put a lot of great ideas into practice.
Her final tip is remain patient. All right. In other words, the hardest part of turning a great idea into reality part, right? That's the complicated part. It doesn't happen overnight, and it's likely going to take longer than originally hoped or even anticipated. Unfortunately, many people get discouraged and abandon hope just before they hit success. Lombard swears that the winners follow their conviction, and are committed, you will get there. Not necessarily in the exact same manner you thought possible. So let go of that ideal right now. Realize you got to be resilient enough to get knocked down, face challenges, get up again, and keep moving forward.
All right, well, so here's a great idea that has just recently been turned into a reality. Have you ever, do you have a chimney? Do you have a fireplace in your house?
Yeah, I've got a fireplace, but, and I guess it's kind of got a chimney sort of thing. Yeah. Okay.
Well, if it's electric, it's probably not like a gas,
you're right.
gas fireplace,
you're
right?
It's a gas fireplace.
All right, well, if you've ever had the issue, you actually have a real wood-burning fireplace. You close the flute in the winter,
Correct.
so that the precipitation, the wind, the cold, but it still is a little bit drafty.
Sure.
Well, an idea came up that you need a chimney balloon.
Oh, a what?
A chimney balloon.
A chimney balloon?
It's installed in the flue of a rarely or an unused fireplace to prevent the cold drafts entering your home and heat escaping through your fireplace. It's a balloon that you hike up into your chimney when you're not
You stick it up the chute and then you blow it up?
Right? Yep. So it prevents soot and dirt coming down your chimney, destroying wooden carpets.
Makes sense.
Ensures heat loss up the flue of the chimney, so it will be a thing of the past, right? You're not losing the heat out of your home.
Correct.
The cold drafts are not going to come in. How about the whistling noise?
I hate the whistling noise.
From the wind.
Yeah.
Right? So here's this idea. This guy says, all right, I'm going to I need to stop this. We need something that is easy to get up into the chimney, easy to pull out of the chimney, and won't light on fire in case we forget that it's up in the chimney.
Well, it could light on fire. What prevents it from lighting on fire?
Well, I think it'll just burn up. Burn up.
It just
burn up. But it is reusable. So if you want to, you can. It's reusable. It's available in different sizes.
It's a great idea.
Right? You can get anywhere from a 7 to 9 inch round all the way to a 36 inch by 15 inch rectangular chimney balloons. It's all you need to know. Somebody's great idea. They actually turned it into reality.
Did you ever invent anything?
I don't think I have.
I did.
What'd you invent?
Dehydrated water.
You did not invent
Just
dehydrated
add water. It's true. Folks, don't go anywhere. More positive business talk. You're listening to Angel and Eric, and this is the Experience Pros Radio Network.
You're clear? America's home for positive business talk. You're listening to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Contact them on the web at experiencepros.com.
Hey everyone, it's Eric. We're currently in a news break, but you can check out all the resources Experience Pros has to offer by visiting experiencepros.com. There you'll find the Extreme Customer Service Directory, information about our membership community, leads groups, networking events, and so much more. Are you looking to increase visibility for your small business? Look no further than experiencepros.com. Wondering what we can do for you? Ask any of our members, or better yet, call our office today and speak with one of our visibility experts. 720-344-2446. That's 720-344-2446. Hey everyone, it's Eric. We're currently in a news break, but you can check out all the resources Experience Pros has to offer by visiting experiencepros.com. There you'll find the Extreme Customer Service Directory, information about our membership community, leads groups, networking events, and so much more. Are you looking to increase visibility for your small business? Look no
The Colorado Business Roundtable brings you Connect and Collaborate weekdays from 4 to 5 p.m. here on Denver's Money Talk, 1690 a.m. Hear from key leaders in Colorado's business community, advocating for proactive business policies that strengthen the economy and help business grow and thrive in Colorado, as well as helping to make Colorado the best place to live now and for generations to come. Connect and Collaborate weekdays from 4 to 5 p.m. right here on Denver's Money Talk, 1690 and MoneyTalk1690.com.
Wills, living trusts, and probate. Hi, I'm Linda Gardner, host of Your Money, Your Retirement, Saturday morning at 10 on Denver's Money Talk. I'm teaching a free estate planning class. Topics include probate, living trusts, pros and cons, protecting your children's inheritance, naming the right beneficiaries, avoiding big mistakes. Classes start soon and seats are limited. For more information, go to registercolorado.com. That's registercolorado.com.
This is Steve Replin, and I'd like to share a secret. No great business has ever succeeded without a great team.
As a lawyer, a CPA, and a lender, I've advised more than 4,000 growing businesses just like yours. My system of fast-track business coaching integrates all of my skills for your business growth. To schedule a complimentary 1-hour conversation to see how we can get your business on the fast track to growth, call me at 303-322-7919. That's 303-322-7919.
Are you being denied credit? Are you paying high interest rates? At CreditRepair.com, we know life happens. Divorce, medical bills, student loans, and many other reasons why credit scores fall. That's why at CreditRepair.com, we're committed to helping folks get the second chance they deserve to improve their credit.
CreditRepair.com is actually acting as an advocate for me. Things that I thought when you paid them off, they were still on there. Things that I didn't even know were on there, but they got them removed. I feel it doing what they said they'd do and beyond. I'm not going to abuse this second chance that they gave me. I'm in the process now of buying a home. CreditRepair.com actually does work.
We can help you get a second chance at great credit. The consultation is free and includes a free credit score and summary credit report. We'll review your current credit situation right on the phone with a game plan to restore it. Call 800-231-1735. That's 800-231-1735. Again, 800-231-1735. 800-231-1735.
You've all heard of fibromyalgia, the condition that amplifies painful sensations, fatigue, and mood swings. Tired of taking drugs that don't fix the problem? Well, Chronic Conditions Center of Colorado and Dr. Chris Steiner have created a program with no surgery, drugs, or injections, but with real results. Here's Crystal.
And I came to see Dr. Steiner for migraines, fibromyalgia. I have feeling back in my hands and feet. My vertigo has stopped. I'm not falling. Fibromyalgia has let up. The migraines are under control. Everything seems much better, and it is one of the best things I have ever done for myself.
Chronic Conditions Center of Colorado treats many types of chronic pain, and they have treatment programs for ADD and ADHD. Call Dr. Steiner at 303-660-2668 or visit them online at chronicconditionsco.com. That's chronicconditionsco.com.
Financial words of wisdom with Market Wrap host Mo Ansari.
Staying out of the market is the most dangerous thing you can do for your financial future.
If you continue to spend like a drunken sailor, you're going to run out of money. That's the reality. This is not poker. This is your financial future.
It's helpful financial food for thought on your drive home with a host who tells it like it is. Market Wrap with Mo Ansari.
Weeknights at 6 on Denver's Money Talk, 1690 AM.
Mics are hot. The Experience Pros Radio Show, home of the original Fan Braggin Fridays. Take just 20 seconds to become a business revolutionary by sharing a Fan Braggin story of great customer service by using the hashtag FanBrag or calling the Fan Braggin hotline at 855-FAN-BRAG, FANBRAG. Now back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
Just do as I say.
Yeah, you think so?
Why? Because I said so.
Because you said so. Do as I say, not as I do. Have you ever had a bad boss?
Yes.
On the flip side, have you ever had a great boss?
Uh-huh.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what do you remember about your great boss?
She lets me come to work every day and do my radio show.
Oh, yeah, I do let him do that. Okay, so I think that in our lives, we've all had. I remember I had a really tough boss. I wouldn't say she wasn't a bad boss, and it wasn't until I didn't work for her anymore that I appreciated her. She was tough. She was just super tough on me,
all right.
And I just felt like I was just always being scrutinized. But really, she was training me to be better and to raise the bar. Now, she did it in a really tough way. But in my personality, I thought I'm gonna win her over and I'm gonna get better, and that actually made me better. And so in her toughness, it actually did make me a better boss. But here's some things that the most respected bosses do every day. So think about if you've ever had a really great boss. Get an image in your mind and think, okay, did they do this with me? Or maybe you have a great boss now, or maybe you don't have a boss and it's you. and you're the boss.
Okay.
And so here are some things that great bosses, the most respected bosses, do every day.
The first thing they do is they share their vision. An important thing for a leader to do is provide his or her team with a goal that's worth their time. Get those folks on board with what your vision is.
I remember my husband had a great boss and so respected. And it was one of those things that he just took the time out of his day to remind us, or brought the team together regularly to remind them of where the team was going and what they were doing as a company and the culture. And it got everybody all on board and excited.
Sure, absolutely.
The second things that great bosses and most respected bosses do every day is they develop their own expertise.
And there's nothing more annoying than a boss who doesn't know the job.
Right? Doesn't know it, doesn't understand the intricacies of it and how it all goes together. Now, they don't have to be able to, they don't have to know how to code your website. They don't have to know all the details of it.
Nope.
But they need to have a grasp on how it is our product and our company flows, who does what, who's here, what are the necessary pieces. Again, you've got somebody who doesn't know. I remember somebody who was training a team of people and did not know the job. So anytime somebody asked a question, he'd have to ask somebody else in the room. It was just so obvious. They didn't even know what it was they were doing.
Wow.
All right.
The next thing they do, they respect other people's time.
Right? They have little tolerance for boring meetings, mandatory fun, and making others wait unnecessarily. They also avoid long-windedness when shorter remarks will do. They're not going to waste your time.
Never be a great boss.
Right? We've got things to do. They understand there's some camaraderie pieces to it, right? We're not a taskmaster, but at the same time, we're not here to waste people's time either, and we need to be considerate of people's time. Other things respected bosses do every day, they set priorities, right?
Yeah,
when you try to focus on everything, you don't focus on anything. And so they know exactly, like, this is what I'm doing right now, where we're going, this is the focus. And they realize that a lack of focus is what's going to actually keep your team's going to be fragmented, right? And nobody going in the same direction. So bringing them all together with that clear focus.
The most respected bosses share information. Some bosses parcel out information like misers, right? They're afraid that if the team has all the facts, they might not be able to lead. Well, successful bosses are cognizant of the legitimate reasons to control the timing of information sharing, but overall, the more transparent a boss can be, the more respect the team will have for him or her.
I remember working with somebody. She wasn't my boss, but she had been in the position longer than I did, and we had the same job. And she would always leave out a detail, some step in the process. Every time she taught me something, and I would screw it up. Of course, this was at the same time I had this tough boss too. So it was not a pleasant experience for a few years. Things that most respected bosses do every day: they make decisions.
Absolutely.
Decisive, important, enough said. They're not wishy-washy.
Listen, I have often been not criticized, maybe criticized for my decisive nature. But I believe, when you're in the heat of battle, who do you want on your side? The person who says, follow me, and leads, or the person who says, hey, everybody, let's get together and take a vote? I tend to think that decisiveness is sexy.
Well, the person at the top, the leader, is the one who needs to be able to make those decisions, and being able to make a decision is a necessary quality of leadership. Now, does that mean they don't make mistakes and make bad decisions? No, but they'll hold themselves accountable, right? And if we make a decision, and there's no wrong decisions. We either win or we learn, right? And we figure out a new way to do it. Some things that respected bosses do every day, they offer praise.
Oh, yeah.
When people on their team don't have to wonder how they're doing, because great bosses let them know. They're especially vocal and public about when you do well, and they praise publicly and they criticize privately.
All right, so we're talking about the things that the most respected bosses do, and if the shoe fits, wear it. Just step into your ownership if this is you, or something you hear some things that maybe will help you be a better boss.
Right. Maybe you've had a good boss, or maybe you are a boss right now.
Fantastic bosses demonstrate empathy. They're able to see things through other people's eyes, especially their employees. Of course, it doesn't mean that they are pushovers, but it does mean that they're concerned about their team on multiple different levels.
They offer thanks, which, right, the culture of gratitude starts at the top. If the boss doesn't take time to offer thanks around him or her, why should anybody else? When we think about your customer service and your culture of taking care of people, it does start at the top. The first line of customer is your employee. And so a great respected boss is the one that recognizes the people that get the job done every day.
Terrific bosses pull everyone together. You might have heard the phrase gung-ho. Reportedly, it derives from a World War II saying that combined two Chinese words for the meaning work and together. A great boss recognizes the talents of the members of his or her team and strives to lead in a way that everyone maximizes their effectiveness together, effectively creating the embodiment of gung-ho.
Gung-ho, working together. I just thought when we were excited about something, we're gung-ho about something, but
now we're working together.
Oh, I learned something.
There you go.
Something respected bosses do every single day is they ask smart questions.
Yes.
So they aren't willing to just accept that things should be done a certain way because that's how we've always done it in the past. But is this the best way for us to be doing now? Given our circumstances, given the state of our company, given the state of social media, marketing, customer service, is this the best thing for us to be doing today? So they ask the smart questions.
Respected bosses acknowledge and then have respect for people's lives. They recognize that people are just that. They're people. Work is important and maybe even you could say a priority, but it doesn't mean it's the only thing in their lives. They recognize that their employees, their spouses, children, they have spouses, children, and it's the only thing that they need. They need to care for in addition to their work.
When you think about respected bosses, right? What makes a great boss is a great team, and so respected bosses, something they do is they hire thoughtfully, right? And so they're probably slow to hire and quick to fire those who don't fit on the team. Now, they say that this arguably should have been the first item on the list because a leader's most important role is sometimes about assembling a team of great people and, just as important, avoiding letting toxic people take over. So avoiding them in, and if you find out they're toxic, letting them out quickly.
Great bosses accept responsibility. Ethical people accept blame for their failings. Maybe they don't dwell on it, but they accept it. Great bosses go a step further, accepting collective blame when the team comes up short, and they guide everyone to move forward. In other words, they don't throw you under the bus.
All right. Great bosses. These are tips and qualities of the most respected bosses. One, they have a sense of humor, right? And sometimes you think, you can't joke around with the boss. They're too serious, right? Life is hilarious, and they say great bosses don't have to be cut-ups, but they do have to have a sense of humor, recognize that the crisis of today is possibly the joke of tomorrow.
Are you a great boss? You are if you communicate effectively. No mumbling, no backpedaling. Great bosses find the words to explain what they mean, and then they back up what they say.
Great bosses celebrate wins and strive for excellence and make room for more leaders. So hopefully these are some tips that you can emulate into your company today.
I'll bet you're a great boss.
I bet they are.
You are a great boss.
You're pretty darn good yourself.
We'll be back right after these messages. You're listening to Angel and Eric on the most positive business talk show in America. This is the Experience Pros Radio Network. Archives of this broadcast and every show that we do can be found at experiencepros.com. Check on the radio tab.
You're clear? The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
Denver's Money Talk, 1690 AM. Weighing in at only 8 pounds, this little guy is anxious to help you clean up this spring. How about a special 50% off deal for the limited edition Stars and Stripes lightweight upright Riccar vacuum cleaner? That's right, only $284.50 for this powerhouse, regularly selling for $569. From our friends at All Rays Vacuums in Inglewood. Out cleaning the competition by 40%, this American-made vacuum from Riccar, a top name in home cleaning equipment, is ready, willing, and able to do your dirty work. Available for a limited time for 50% off. For nearly half a century, All Ray's Vacuums in Inglewood has been dedicated to providing the highest level of sales and service. Check out this deal along with our other great bargain hunter specials at denverhalfprice.com. That's limited edition Stars and Stripes lightweight upright Riccar vacuum cleaner for just $284.50. And the only place to find it is on our mobile apps, 710knus.com, krks.com, or at denverhalfprice.com.
Take it like it is and make it like you want it. You've heard that before, right? Well, that applies to your home too. But maybe you don't know exactly how to get it done or what the options might be. Hi, Dan Cicchini, Done Right Kitchens and Baths, Windows and Doors. How about starting with a call to us? For over 30 years, our family company has been designing and completing first-rate kitchens and baths that, frankly, your neighbors would be jealous of. Where to start, Todd?
Dad, they just need to call us. We can help. And now's the time. At Done Right, we offer only the finest cabinet resurfacing, custom cabinets, tub and shower upgrades, and full kitchen and bath redesigns. Simply call us for a free in-home estimate, and you'll see how your unique kitchen and bath fantasies will become your reality.
Come on, folks, get her done. Once and for all. Kitchens, baths, counters and floors, and even replacement windows and doors. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Done Right. 303-722-2295, 800-362-8370, or drhi.com.
I founded Go Sober because traditional treatment doesn't treat the condition that makes it difficult for some people to stay away from alcohol. Alcohol is a chemical. Over time, too much of it causes a biochemical change in reward response, and until that change reverses, it's impossible to go very long without thinking about drinking. That's the failure mechanism. It's not a willpower or a character problem. It's persistent nagging that undermines the desire to remain sober. Talking about change or denying access does nothing to stop it. At Go Sober, treatment is real simple. Alcohol dependence develops simply from consuming a lot of alcohol over a long period of time. We treat it with other chemicals, medications that restore the normal reward response. These medications stop the thinking about drinking so people can get on with it. Call us to find out what we're all about. You'll gain useful information regardless.
That was Greg Hoffman, founder of Go Sober. Call Go Sober at 303-827-4837 or visit their website at gosober.org. That's 303-827-4837 or www.gosober.org.
I woke up last night to wind and hail. The wife was screaming. The kids did well.
Look at our roof.
They cried and cried.
The outside of the house is now inside.
The ceiling caved in.
Ew, insulation. Everything's leaking.
Everyone's freaking when my know-it-all neighbor came over and said,
"You know who I like."
Who?
Golden Spike.
Hi, this is Spike McCarthy, and our promise to you is roofing done right to the last nail.
Call Golden Spike Roofing when your roof needs a fix. 303-942-1386. Golden Spike Roofing.
Do you have psoriasis? If you have areas of your skin which appear to be thickened, red, scaly, and perhaps itches, you may be suffering from psoriasis. If so, please listen closely to the following message. Horizons Clinical Research Center in Denver is seeking volunteers to participate in a research study of an investigational medication for psoriasis. To qualify, you must be at least 18 years of age and have at least 3% of your body's surface area affected by the psoriasis. Qualified participants will receive all study-related medical exams, assessments by a board-certified dermatologist, and investigational medication at no cost, plus compensation for time and travel. Medical insurance is not required for study participation. Call Horizons Clinical Research Center now for more information and to see if you may qualify. 303-399-4067. That's 303-399-4067. Call now. 303-399-4067. 303-399-4067.
This is the Experience Pros Radio Show. Got an opinion or want to ask us a question? Email radio@experiencepros.com or message us on the Experience Pros Facebook page, and we'll interact with you live on the show.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show, and as we wrap up our time with you today, You know, there's no better person to kind of put a bow on the program than our friend Sandra Corrigan.
Sandra Corrigan with Keller Williams, helping you with your real estate business or your small business needs with leadership and wisdom. You can give her a call at 303-907-1010. This segment is brought to you by Movement Mortgage. Sandra Corrigan, welcome to the Experience Pros Radio Show.
Thank you. I love bows, Eric. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Sandy. Very nice to have you on. What are we talking about today?
Thank you. Hey, I've got to tell you guys, I learned something from my horse this week as it relates to business and clients.
Really?
So I want to tell you a quick story because some of you know that I just bought a horse. And I was with this horse feeling kind of agitated and experiencing some fear. And I just paused for a moment and just closed my eyes and really started to breathe. And the horse that was in the back of the stall simply turned and walked toward me and put its nose right on my heart.
Wow.
And I thought, you know, this is a really important lesson.
They knew.
For us as business owners and people that, you know, we're in real estate. You know, my sponsor for the show is Movement Mortgage, so I work closely with a lending partner. And when I really think about, you know, what makes the magic in our business, it's the heart connections, right?
Yes.
It's not just like-minded. It's our hearts can really expose what it is that's going on with us because of the way we're thinking, because we know there's that connection. But it's really, aren't we looking for, I mean, the reason I love working with you guys is we have a heart connection. We have shared values. We have shared beliefs. We have the way that we work together that honors one another and supports one another. And so I was just thinking about that reminder to clients out there to choose the people they work with, as well as business owners choosing their clients, and how important it is to pay attention to that.
Wow. You know, and I think, Cindy, this is so valuable for us to pay attention to today and think about, because really, it, you know, at the end of the day, at the end of the week, at the end of everything that we've done, it's those relationships and the connections that we've made with people, and everything else will sort itself out. We get ourselves so worked up over other, you know, insignificant details. They seem significant at the time, but at the end of it, it's how we connected with people that will leave the biggest legacy.
It really is, and it's long-lasting. And so, you know, when we think this week about, you know, attracting more clients or doing more lead generation or finding more people to work with, if we simply kind of ran through this list of people and did an emotional check-in, you know, we would see people emerge at the top of the list that maybe we haven't thought about for a while, and maybe we just make a simple gratitude call to, or we get together and exchange, you know, aspects about one another's lives and business and find that support. And, you know, I know that in my coaching practice, as well as, you know, when I'm working just with clients in a real estate transaction, or, you know, I love, as I said, you know, my Movement Mortgage partner in Denver is a woman named Sam, and she's just incredible because I know that she cares about my success as much as she cares about hers, as well as we care together about our clients. And so we're always asking for feedback. We are thinking about the client experience. We're looking at what didn't go well so we can make it better the next time. And I just want to encourage people out there to make choices from that. We call it the gut, because kind of that place in our bodies that holds that energetically is more in that stomach or gut area, but it's really because it's emanating from our heart place.
Yeah, just solid stuff. Sandy, we love you so much. How do our listeners who also love you get in touch with you?
Well, you guys said at the beginning of the spot is 303-907-1010. Call me, text me, 303-907-1010. You can find me on Facebook at Sandra Corrigan. I just really desire to help you build that kind of business and have that kind of transaction where you can have those kind of connections.
Well,
it makes everything more worthwhile in the long run.
You're more than a horse whisperer. You're a business whisperer.
The business whisperer.
I love it.
I love it. I'm going to take that as my tagline.
I like it. Sandy, thanks so much for being with us today.
Okay, bless you guys. Have a great day.
I love it. You can listen to Sandy every week here on the Experience Pros Radio Show, or you can call her any day, 303-907-1010. Don't you wish your business had just a little bit more heart? People were at the center of that. Sandy will teach you exactly how to do that.
Absolutely. Good stuff.
Right?
Good
okay.
stuff.
So this has been a really, really fun, day all together. Some fun little little topics and things that are going on. But want to let our listeners know they can follow us on Facebook. Make sure that you are checking out the Experience Pros directory, where you can actually read the online reviews. So you like what Sandy has to say, you can actually go online and read the reviews of what folks have to say about her and any of the members of the Experience Pros Network.
And if you'd like to become a member of the Experience Pros Network, it's quick, easy, and cost-effective. Our membership network involves radio time. It involves networking opportunities, many opportunities. It involves, the leads groups. It goes on and on and on. And we'd love to encourage you to check us out, experiencepros.com. That's experiencepros.com. Click on the Get Started and see what we're all about.
I love it. Make sure you pick up a copy of our book, Lists That Save My Business. You can find it online at Amazon or wherever you find your favorite books. It's tons of checklists to keep you organized and on your path to gaining and retaining clients. It's all about the customer experience, where we are changing the way people treat people in business. And so you've got your positive business talk on the radio. Of course, you've downloaded the app, hopefully. Go to experiencepros.com/radio and get your app, and then follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We wrap up our program with a feel-good story. A former homeless man just donated $10,000 to his former school. You see, 3 years ago, 2 Dwight Township High School seniors decided to help a homeless man walking through through the city of Dwight in, and I want to say it's Michigan, but I could be wrong on this. Morris Herald News. Don't know for sure. In any case, the 2 kids gave the man clothes, a jacket, and money for a train ticket to Springfield, Missouri. We're talking Missouri, and so that he could go see his father. The man's father later passed away. Unbeknownst to the man, his father left behind an estate of $1.2 million. So what did the formerly homeless man do? He went back to the school where the 2 kids gave him the clothes and donated $10,000 to their school.
Oh,
how cool is that?
That is very cool. It was a pay it forward kind of thing. They just took care of him.
Absolutely.
And he came back to say thank you in a way that he finally could.
We want to say thank you for tuning into the Experience Pros Radio Show. Our producer, Bill, our videographer, Mark, Angel, myself, all the people that make it happen every single day, we appreciate you.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business. This is the Experience Pros Radio Show with business revolutionaries Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer. For more information, you can contact the Experience Pros by calling 720-344-2446 or contact them on the web at experiencepros.com or on Facebook and Twitter at Experience Pros. If your customers love you, we want to know you. What are you waiting for? Join the revolution.